WonderCon. And looks like we already have people in chat. Sorry about the couple-minute wait there, but pop out chat. Doing the thing. This is Odin adjusting stuff in the computer. But yeah, Marvel Guy here at first, always on time. Yeah, well, at least Marvel Guy's on time. I'm not. Ralph Bork, sweet. Hello. Let me just hit stop stream. What am I going to do? I'll hit cut. That's it. Hi, I'm awake.
I'm here too.
Oh yeah. So was up super late last night trying to get this giant Lego figure project finished. Whatever. And didn't clean up the table at all. So I'll just continue it during the stream. Side quest. Okay, is that all right with you guys? You don't mind if I just sit and huff glue fumes and glue on Lego legs, right? I hope.
Oh, never.
Never. Yeah, they're always so demanding. No, they're not. Not at all.
So why are their body parts strewn about?
There are body parts strewn about everywhere. I think I talked about this a couple of streams ago. There's a local retailer that I know who sells Lego minifigs. He sells Lego compatible minifigs. These are not official Lego parts, but they are fully compatible with the Lego system, and they have more characters than Lego typically makes as minifigs. I want to specify that because one of the characters Lego actually has a license for, but they never made a minifig for. So he's asking, Toy Shop is the name of the company, was asking if we could make giant Lego minifigs, right? What Renee saw, the name of the owner, at a Sunrise Mall con called the Weekend Blender, which, by the way, there's another one coming up at the Westfield Mall in Tracy this upcoming weekend. Audio's coming out. People can hear us, right? Looks like we're nice and loud.
It's making those things move.
Making those things move, we should be good. So there's another con coming up this weekend called the Weekend Blender, taking place in Tracy, California, which is going to be interesting because I lived in Tracy back in 1980. So I get to see Renee again, and I'm trying to get a couple of the figures done for him. And then the weekend after that, he's going to a big con down in Las Vegas where he really wants to have 3 of them as like an attraction thing for his booth, right?
Right.
Totally cool. And I was excited about the idea because I've always wanted to make giant Lego minifigs, and this was something to try and get me to do it.
Nothing like a project you're passionate about.
Yeah, project you're passionate, exactly. And, you know, it ends up being either I'm approaching it the wrong way, which I'm sure Dan would laugh at if he saw my approach for doing things. It just made it way more complicated. I know there was a point in time when I was waiting on another vendor because I wanted to do things a certain way, and I burned a month doing that. And honestly, if I hadn't done that, I probably would have been on time. And he would have had his Lego figs for WonderCon. Those of you who remember a previous stream where we were talking about this exact thing, and that was the plan, was to have the giant mega figures done for WonderCon. Missed it completely, but had a good time, and Toy Shop did good so at the con, so everything was good. Making 3 giant minifigs. Currently working on a Darth Vader that has more detail and armor pieces than Lego usually produces. I'm not aware of an official Lego Darth Vader that actually has like chest armor and a plastic underskirt and a plastic cape. But then it also has the take-apart helmet, which I know Lego's been doing for a couple of years, where the top of the helmet comes off and Vader's still got his like chin guard, right? And then because either they wanted to make Vader taller, or because the way the plastic cape is made, this minifig specifically comes on a 1x2 plate on top of the stand. So he stands 1 plate taller in addition to his head being taller and everything else. And then, of course, a lightsaber. So Vader, done the least amount of work on. My hope is to have Vader for Vegas, but not for this upcoming weekend. This upcoming weekend, we're working on 2 things. Did they have a license for One Piece at one point with Lego? Because I can't remember if they made some One Piece sets or not. I don't think they did. I don't remember. So we're making Luffy, right? I'm always going to say that name wrong. Good, thank you. Luffy, and most of his body is done. I still need to make his hat and his hair, but I've got all the hat pieces cut out. And then the other one that we're actually almost finished with, which I can run around and try and put together maybe, is Voltron. Now, Lego made a Voltron set, but they never made a Voltron minifig. But Renee's got one. It's a pretty cool little minifig with the lion head and wings and so forth. And that one specifically, more than any of the others, is a massive collaboration build with Dan Does Junk, our lovely moderator here at during the stream. So Dan, who not only pioneered the shape and what we're doing with these large scale figures, he made the original Blacktron like a year ago, if you remember, the Blacktron 2 figure. So using some of his patterns, I also reworked them to be able to cut them out with a laser. Dan made the Voltron helmet, made the Voltron sword, made the Voltron shield. I made the Voltron wings and the body and the head, and he's currently working on arms, which I really appreciate. I wanted to cast arms and I wanted to cast hands. We successfully cast hands, but they're too heavy. So I'm going to be making hands. No, it didn't solve that problem. It's just like, you know what? I'm gonna regret ever going down that road, and I'm just gonna make the hands from scratch. So I've actually got a box back here with some hands that were started, as well as a pair of arms that Dan has done. So Dan Does Junk has been sanding and making arms, and
those make sense.
Yeah. So he's got his large scale arms going. I had started some blocks to do sanding. I haven't sanded anything yet, but the last text I got from Dan said, I've got about 3 sets of arms ready, so it's going to be well worth my time to drive down to where Dan lives, because he is only about half an hour or so from the shop. He's not very far away. It'd be fun to go visit him and see his shop and his Lego collection, and then swap parts and maybe pick up some arms, because Shop Gremlin voluntold to paint all this crap. So thank you very much, Shop Gremlin, for doing all the painting while I'm still trying to build.
Yeah, I feel like the longest part of a project sometimes is just waiting for paint to dry.
Can be. We bought the Smooth On paints. There's a Smooth On So Strong paint. This is a formulated paint. What am I trying to say? They bought the Createx Smooth On as a company, bought the Createx brand airbrush paint. I'm seeing comments go by. Hopefully not everyone isn't screaming. They can't hear me.
Nope, they can hear you.
Oh, good.
Ralph Mort says, very loud indeed.
Very loud indeed?
Steve D says, yes, we can see and hear you.
Oh,
Ace
good.
says, loud and clear. Shop Gremlin saying morning. And Dan Does Junk says, wow, so much large Lego.
Just a bit.
And Dan Does Junk also says, casted hands are fine using my PVC pipe method to strengthen the joints. It works very well.
Okay, good. Yes. The other fun thing I just recently found out, Dan, is while I'm talking about paints, I have 1 inch thick-walled PVC, right? So this is something that Dan started doing as well. You might want to cut to 3 or something.
3?
If you can.
If I see it, there you go.
Yeah. So inside the wrist of one of Dan's sanded arms is a 1 inch thick-walled PVC pipe. I'm going to walk over and hit super zoom.
Super zoom?
Yeah, just focus assist. There we go. So here it is. So, in order to make this work with the hands, we take the same thin-walled 3/4 inch PVC pipe, just cut a slit with a bandsaw, and that is usually enough space to squeeze this tube shut and make it fit inside of the 1 inch thick wall, because the inside diameter of this is slightly smaller than the outside diameter of this guy. However, which is kind of fun for me, the 1 inch, so this is one of those things I just talked about. I've got a 3/4 inch thin wall with the cut in it. Bless you.
Thank you.
Get too close to the camera, it's out of focus. So I got the cut here, totally out of frame. I got the cut here, and they're still kind of glued together. I just did these yesterday. Well, anyway, trust me, they come out. Trust me, this stays on frame. Anyway, there we are, right? What I found was whatever Charlotte pipe I'm using from Home Depot has an ever so slightly different inside diameter than whatever pipe Dan is buying, because right, won't fit. Just it's like 1/2 millimeter off, whereas my pipe, where it was made to fit, no problem. It's like great. So either I could start over, I suppose. Actually might be the best plan is to cut more of these, a little bit more, and then force them to glue dry inside of this so they just fit, or just sand the bejesus out at the outside of this and hope I don't make it too loose and it fits. One of the two. Anyway, I thought it was interesting that pipe, I guess, is made to an exact dimension on the outside so it'll fit PVC pipe fittings, but they could care less about the inside diameter because that's not important to the business.
I wonder if it varies throughout the extrusion process, like the inside diameter where the outside diameter is going through a die. So
She's smart. That's probably exactly what it is. They don't care, so it just varies as they're being extruded. That's probably exactly what it is. Smooth On Paints. So Smooth On, as a company, bought Createx, the company that makes some of the really good airbrush paints, right? So Createx as a brand made a fine ground pigment airbrushable acrylic paint. And once their forces were combined, they created MicroPro Paint. So MicroPro Paint is it's an acrylic paint that Smooth On specifically made that has a really incredible adhesion, and it has a fine ground and high pigment. So it's got really good coverage. It's not perfect on some of the light colors because yellow never covers anything on one or two coats. So it's kind of hard to bitch about that, although I want to, and so I did. But what's really cool is how well it bonds to urethanes, how well it bonds to foams, and they even have a agent that I've picked up that helps with bonding to it. And they also have a secondary agent that helps with flexibility. So we can paint this onto expanding soft foam, and it won't crack and peel off. It just flexes with it. And
it's also not going to ignite on fire either.
No, it's
Class A flame rated, so
yeah,
you're not going to burn.
No, it's acrylic, right? Which is water based. Now it has a level of alcohol in it. We found this out, unfortunately, with the yellow. Of course, it grabbed the Sharpie and made it ran. And Sharpie is only alcohol, as far as I know, as a...
so it lifted it to the top layer?
So lifted and bled it. So...
Dang, Sharpie, you didn't use your Ryobi pen?
I didn't use the Ryobi pen, which...
has a different base ink, and
yeah,
not to say what's better or
no.
worse, but it doesn't run the same way.
Exactly. I'd like to try the Ryobi pen with it to see if it doesn't cause the same running, blurring issue. But no, totally happy with the paints. They've been airbrushing great. The waiting for paint to dry, that's what brought this up. Between airbrushing and this stuff having a slight alcohol base and a hair dryer, no, it's minutes and it's dry.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like you can watch it dry. Like it dries faster than a heat gun and contact cement.
Well, there you go. How's
this
the
is
coverage?
not. This is not sponsored. This is not sponsored, by the way. I actually bought this crap, or specifically Shop Grandma bought this crap. It's $20 a bottle, which sounds expensive, but it's actually cheaper per ounce than craft paints, the little craft paints you buy at the hobby stores. So I'm okay with that. How's the coverage?
Yeah. How opaque does it come out?
Very.
So
the white
multiple
actually.
layers needed, or just one pretty good and then a top coat?
With an airbrush, usually it's 2 layers. I think black, of course, does 1. Yellow took 2 or 3. White can do 1 over lighter colors and 2 over black, which is still pretty good.
Right?
So no, I'm pretty impressed with the paints, and totally happy that Shop Gremlin spent the money because I didn't. Sorry, thank you, Shop Gremlin.
Well, when you have the right tools for the job goes significantly easier. So
yes.
It's if you're the one putting in the work, I definitely would appreciate the right tool.
Right. So no, that's cool. With the Lego project that I'm currently at, I spent a good hunk of yesterday making 6 legs. So this is just a minifig leg that's giant size. And I am most of the way through. Yeah, exactly. One of those. Most of the way through realizing I had some measurement issues either with my pattern itself or the kerning of the laser. Kerning, which is something you'd have to deal with saw blades as well. They call it with or kerf. I guess kerning is font related thing. I'm tired, by the way. Whereas kerf is going to be the thickness of the cut. A laser cut can vary from like 0.02 millimeter up to 0.3 millimeter, depending on what material it's vaporizing. And the foam seems to run between 0.2 and 0.3. And that is enough to lose the clutch power of my foam Legos. So I have to adjust. So all the feet, I'm having to add a layer of 2 millimeter foam to the inside of the squares that go on the bottom of the foot, just so it'll actually stick. Like I've got one that I finished last night that, okay, it sticks on the back like it's supposed to, and it sticks on the foot like it's supposed to, but I have to modify all of them in order for that to work. Because I do want to make at least one 4x3 stand for Toy Shop, so the figure can stand on something, right? Because like Voltron and Vader are both going to be pretty top heavy.
Yeah.
So I think they kind of need a stand.
They need an anchor.
They need an anchor, and it's just more fun.
Right.
I mean, it's more work, but it's more fun.
But you always do that. Like, when I asked you for help with the stupid syringe, you made a case.
Well, yeah, you need to have something to put it in so we can get, right?
You made you made a case. It looks like the Lost Ark. Like,
yeah, it did, huh? It was a little wooden case like that.
I just was like, oh, well, that's where the Ark ended up. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it'd be camouflaged in here.
Yeah, no one's ever gonna find that.
No.
I don't even know where to. Oh.
Yeah. And I've started with like 1x2 tiles and such. I've got my pips, and it isn't totally done, but I've been working on it.
The Odin scale Lego set coming to stores.
Coming to
eventually.
That's it. Let me move the paint before I get it dirty.
You're worried about getting the paint.
No, what's awesome is Shop Gremlin's been using the titanium white. Where is it? Now that I want to talk about it.
It's right there. I spy with my little eye. That's not the white one.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's the white one?
Yeah.
Oh, you spray painted it.
Yeah. It's been, Shop Gremlin's been using this as a prop, as in something to prop the painted things up against.
Because it's heavyweight and won't.
Because it's heavyweight and it won't fall over, but that means it's been hit with lots of red and silver overspray. So, yeah, technically, this is white, even though it's kind of a bloody white. Anyone want to play the Psycho theme?
Except for it's like hot pink looking almost.
It is kind of hot pink looking.
Or like flamingo.
Yeah.
I would call it flamingo.
But, whatever. Still, it's great. Yeah, it's 1.5 pounds of paint. It's a quart of paint. What's a quart? And 32 ounces. 4 of these make a gallon. I don't know what the milliliter trend. It's like 666 milliliter, something like that.
This is when I go, ask Alexa. Hey Alexa, how many millimeters in a quart? Steve D has a good question.
Okay.
Will the pattern be available for the laser cutter when you've finished?
Yes, I'll definitely make the pattern available for my patrons. Absolutely. I need to go back and modify it. The pattern that I made for my laser file, which was not 100% directly off of Dan's pattern that he gave me a year ago, I've got some ratios wrong. And I didn't see that until Shop Gremlin wisely used a video projector to project the details of the Lego onto our build to trace for painting, right? Mm-hmm. They had purchased like a $30 video projector a while ago for doing art. And my chess pieces are a little taller. Are they just a little taller and a little wider? Or a little taller and a little narrower?
But they're skewed?
They're skewed.
Yeah.
Like
you didn't hold shift?
Yes, like I didn't hold shift. Exactly. It's exactly what it's like. I didn't hold shift when I scaled them.
Except for one program that I'm using currently, when I hold shift, it does the opposite, and so I have that muscle memory.
Oh, I
and
hate that
throws
shit.
me off.
Oh, I hate that.
And yet I still do. Anyway, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I know exactly what you're talking about, because I look at it and I'm like, that's not perfectly the same shape. That changed. It's skewed.
Right. What the heck? Yeah. Yep.
It's skewed.
Running back and forth between After Effects, which has like a middle click to move the map around or whichever it is, and then Google Earth, because I'm doing, aerial shots of upcoming proposed work at stuff for water treatment plants. This is my day job stuff. Google Earth is done with a left click, and if you right click, it like tilts and shit, and it's just like constantly screwing my map up because it's not not universal. But I'm not going to change After Effects, and I don't know how to change Google, so I just bitch.
Yeah. User error.
Yeah, it is. It's total user error because of just muscle memory for other things.
Right?
Yeah.
Going from work sewing machine to home sewing machine, I have this knee knocker at work, and so when I'm sewing at home, I have like this knee that keeps going like this. And hitting nothing.
Hitting nothing? And the knee knocker's for lifting the foot?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I've never worked with one.
I know, right? Because once you add a knee knocker to your sewing machine, all of a sudden the price is in the next bracket. And I'm like,
okay.
I don't want to spend that much more for just that one feature, but I really like that feature, so I might one day.
Fair enough. It's worth it, I'm sure.
Right?
Yeah.
No, like when your hands are full and you're trying to smoosh it.
Yes.
The knee is the best.
Anyways. Right, because you're set and you got it there, knee knock, lift up, move it a little bit, and put it right back down.
Uh-huh.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense because, it's like, I'm there.
But I think it's funny to phantom me while I'm sewing. I'm like...
It's just Felicia. She's
Toby's like, oh, scratches? Come here.
Yeah, that's it. He stands next to you. Hit my butt again, Mom. Thank you.
Right, so I get it. The clicking and the muscle memory.
Yeah.
But good thing you found those cute. Fixed it. Did you fix it or did you just realize it and then just
I just realized it and I'm going forward with at least these 3, possibly. So there's a total of 5 that Renee actually wants, and Dan started on the other 2, which is Nezuko? It's the sister from Demon Slayer. I've seen one episode, and I can't remember how the name is spelled.
Oh, Nezuko?
Yeah, so I almost said it right. Yes, so there's a minifig for her with her bamboo bridle, spit, whatever it is. Her gag. Yeah. I think it was a horse. Anyways, I know she's not. So that, and a really cool Boba Fett. So Boba Fett with full body print on him. So he's kind of like the Empire Strikes Back Fett from the old Cloud City set, where he's got printing on his arm, printing on his legs, printing on his back. And he's got a separate Mando helmet from his backpack, so it's that style, because I know the original Lego, the helmet and backpack were all one piece. And then the way he's manufactured his missile is actually separate, which I think is just something to aid with manufacturing. I don't think that's supposed to be a feature. And I was talking with Dan, because he's got the figs right now. He's looking at maybe working on those. Here, you want to play with these? Go ahead, please. The Mando helmet for the Legos is just a solid piece of plastic, right? So when it's not painted, it's going to look like the bow of a boat. Since we're blowing them up to minifig scale, to our minifig scale, where
you have a head on a stick. Look at that.
Head on a pike. Vlad the Impaler.
There's lots of heads on sticks in this room.
Actually,
decapitated body
1,
over
2,
there.
3,
So
4, 5.
this would make
6.
a really good haunted house. Just walk around.
It's an ocean nightmare.
Something falls over.
But the size is big enough. I was talking to Dad. It feels like we could actually cut out the T-visor and use the welding visor like we do for our cosplay versions. And even though that isn't accurate for what the non-Lego Lego figure is, I think that would be fun. And oddly enough, Dan agreed with me. So,
yeah, no fun problems, right?
Right. I had actually laser cut gauges to make sure that yeah.
So you stay in scale? I love it.
So I stay in scale. I also laser cut guides. So this is the top of the head to help me put the bump on the right spot. And this one goes in the bottom of the head to make sure that the ring goes in the right spot.
Very creative.
That one's a little tight. There it goes. I don't want to scratch the paint, but I shouldn't.
Yeah, now I know.
So, yeah, there was a certain amount of, I don't want to be guessing on this stuff, plus, like, shop gremlin. We actually visited Dan a couple days ago.
The right tools make the jobs significantly easier.
Yes.
Like, this is called experience. Like, I've so many times, I don't want to anymore. It's worth it to take the extra time to do this than it is to erase or undo or start over. So sometimes taking the extra prep work saves you a lot of work down the road, and we don't always like to admit that.
Correct.
So it's okay to be like, you know what? I set myself up for success because this is a problem I keep hitting.
Exactly. And that's what a lot of my time has been spent doing, is doing prep work, trying to think about, all right, we're building 5 for Renee. Dan's already got 1.5. I'm going to want I still have my glasses on, sort of. I'm going to want 5 for myself down the road because I want spacemen and I want a Vader. And
I want a Lego set, right? No,
yeah, I want a Lego set. No, I do want a Lego set. And so I was making these tools to help me make sure that they will remain compatible as much as I can with a handmade product. And then just take the guesswork out of like, well, the stud should go here. Oh, my helmet doesn't fit now. So, yeah.
Yeah. There's your head.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, that's what I've been spending all of my time when I'm not at work and not at WonderCon, because I also got to go to WonderCon, pretty much doing. I've spent a lot of time on this project. It's an amazing amount of time that's been dumped into this thing in the past couple of months.
Yeah, but it's getting those creative juices moving again.
Sometimes
I know you don't get the videos out or the things, but you're creative again.
Yes, which I haven't been for a while.
You're enjoying making.
Very much so.
You're making, not necessarily just for you, you're making something that has a deadline, so it has to get done and out, which helps you reach those goals of accomplishment, which feeds the feedback loop of, yay, I made something, I can make a lot more things.
Yes.
And then you get into the groove of enjoying making again, because I know once you fall out of it, it's hard to get back into it. Because it's work.
It is really hard to fall back into it.
It is a lot of work, and if you aren't having fun doing it, all you do is feel the work, and it's invisible work. Because if you do it right, nobody can see.
Yeah.
They can see your flaws. They can see your mess.
Yep.
But if you do it right, they don't see the effort that went into doing that. So sometimes it can feel very thankless and just so.
And if you're ever negative against yourself or in a negative headspace, which I certainly was, like a year ago, it is impossible to come into the shop and be creative. So I am very grateful that I've got a project that I've been excited about, that I have thought about additional parts that I don't need because there's stuff I might need in the future. Did I show this last time? So one of the crazy things, so I'm doing all these things. I need to make sure that when I put pips on stuff, that they're always going to be correctly related to each other, right? That's going to be important. So, and I know I want to make larger pieces later.
That's one of your favorite details, is getting that detail oriented into the millimeters of scaling things.
Yeah.
So this is just exactly what your brain just chews up and goes, yes.
This is what I want. I think I should have shoved this off last time, but I ended up making myself a bump placement guide.
And you can store them and display them.
Yes, and you can store them and display them. So in Odin scale, this is how big a 2x4 plate or brick will end up being, which I don't have any bricks planned yet, but I've got parts for plates because I plan on making a plate. And then this is about as big of a Lego piece. Technically, I can make a 2x5, but there isn't really a 2x5 plate. So with the laser cutter that I've got, so this is the largest of an actual piece that I can make, and this is enough that if I want to make the 3x4 plate, I know that this is the edge and the pips go in the middle.
All right, now I want you to build a wall in your house out of Lego to have all your giant Legos on. And it's like a shelf built in, and it's a feature. Like a whole wall that is like the wall divider.
Yep.
And has the little figures in it and on it.
So I've got that.
I've already designed it in my head.
Close. What I'm looking at is when I set up a booth at a con, I usually have like a 4-foot by 2-foot table built at a grid wall to help support the main wall. And the Legos end up getting set on top of that because it's a good height. It's kind of tall, right? It's more like up here. This table's 42 or 43, so it's a little bit taller. But at that height, a lot of kids and a lot of people can see it, and they run up to it, and I've got people who find my booth because they want to play with the Legos again, even though there haven't been any new pieces in like a year and a half. I want to cover that with basically a base plate of just bumps.
Yeah, so it's like the board.
Yeah, it'll end up being like a 6x12, whatever, and then stuff can stick to it, and the minifigs can stick to it. Because my minifigs, I'm going to let the public play with, right?
Yeah, you let them touch all your props.
Yeah, so Dan's, he's always up on a shelf. I don't want the kids to grab it because I don't want to fix Dan's stuff. But mine, whatever, go ahead. So, looking forward to it. And that's
how it becomes a real toy with a child's love. Don't you watch Disney movies?
There you go. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I've even started plotting out what the classic space wing wedges are going to be, right? You've got the 8x4, it's actually 3 bumps by 8 bumps.
So you're going to make a spaceman?
Yeah, I totally want to make a spaceman. No, I want to make a spaceman. Dan's
You're going to build a spaceship?
Spaceship! Dan's, I mean, I've got a hold of Dan's parts. It's an adult stream now. Dan's already figured out the air tanks, which is awesome because these are right. And okay, I keep forgetting how he did it. So I want to make a classic spaceman. I want to make air tanks, and I want the classic spaceman helmet. Dan wants the modern motorcycle spaceman helmet because he wants a Blacktron 2. That was his era that he was excited about, and I love the '79 classic space. So thankfully, my helmet's easier to build. But I want to make all that stuff, and I've been trying to look at that too. And scaling up the minifig visor that clips onto the motorcycle helmet, which is like this 1.5 millimeters thick piece of plastic. Yeah, it's almost 6 millimeters thick, right? Or no, it's like 10 millimeters thick when it's scaled up. So I'm not going to make it that heavy. I'll just probably use 1/4 inch. Hey Dan, I've been looking at using 1/4 inch acrylic in order to make the visor because I can get the trans neon green or close plastic in order to make the Blacktron 2 visor. But I'm still debating, do I want to go ahead and just use 3 millimeter because that's going to reduce weight and everyone's going to know what it is, even if it isn't the proper scale thickness? And I think that's probably the right answer. Or do I go with the 1/4 inch, which is 6 millimeter? Yeah.
It's what you have when you have the motivation to work on it.
Oh, fair enough. I think the 3 millimeters can be easier to thermal form it and deheat it, to bend it.
Yeah, if you do
And
the
it's just gonna
thicker,
be
you just
lighter
have to
weight.
do it slower and just be more patient. And if you don't want to be patient,
What's patience?
well, it's this thing
That's the thing, right?
where you take a deep breath and you don't beat the crap out of it.
I don't understand. I don't understand. No, it's
No, I know. You just
so immediately my brain's chewing on this too. It's like, okay, so if we can make a form that's out of like hydrocal or some other high strength plaster, or even, I don't really want to
Plywood?
use cement. Well, I want to use some sort of stone that's smooth because it has to be like really smooth. So when you thermal form the plastic over it, it doesn't put divots into it.
Well, could you still do wood and then just do a layer over it of something smooth?
Yeah, you probably could do that. Because I also thought about sticking it in the oven. But, you can probably do that. You do a base of wood and then put something smooth over it.
In between the layers so it doesn't... But also you still have the strength of the wood and you can throw it in the oven.
And the lightness of the wood versus a solid piece of stone. You should pay attention to Felicia. She's smart.
I just don't always just agree. Can we do it another way? And the thing is sometimes in my head, I have it in my way, but then I hear contrary, and it makes me rethink.
Yeah.
Is this really the way I'm...
Yeah.
There's a million ways to do anything wrong.
I love brainstorming with Felicia, too. Because this is still something I've just kind of thought about and haven't really vocalized.
Talking out the problems, so then you hear yourself talking and go, oof, that does sound like a bad idea.
Yeah. Because, I'm pretty sure Dan's going to want a Blacktron figure or two. And I know he also really likes M-Tron, who also has the same visors.
And the more you can get the robots to do the work, and
Yeah.
the easier each step is.
Right. So if I can figure out what the robot needs to laser cut, then I can then just set onto a form in the oven at like 300 degrees and let it just melt and do its shape.
Yeah.
And then make the apartment stink, then take it out and let it cool. Yeah, that would be...
Yeah, this is why Henry Ford was famous, because he created interchangeable parts and systems where you could make things over and over again, which stuck us into industrial revolutions, and we haven't recovered since.
No, we haven't. No, we really haven't.
So,
Yeah, so there's
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense.
Okay, good. I'm not just totally nuts. Sometimes I feel like I'm totally nuts.
No, but that's the fun part.
Yeah.
Fun problems, right?
I love this project.
Right.
Unfortunately, I had such a huge deadline, I haven't shot any of it. So this live stream and the pictures that I'm sharing on Discord, that's all there is. But I decided that this can be my prototype round one, and when I update my figure...
You're going to make more.
I'm going to make more, and so I'll make a video for when I make more.
Can you shoot it and make a book as you go, even if it's a digital book?
Probably.
With patterns at the end?
Probably.
Just saying.
Probably.
Eventually.
I've got a lot of people pressuring me to make books.
Well, the thing is you can create digital books.
Right, which
and
makes
then it's
sense.
like, here's the information in chunk form. Because isn't it nice to make the Proton Pack based off of Lost Wax pattern?
Yes.
Where he has all of it written out. Like,
Yes.
why? What? Oh, that's why.
That's why. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, it's not the worst.
Yeah, okay.
You write your script anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, it's noon. I've been talking about minifigs for a while, and it's noon.
Oh, nice.
We haven't paid attention to comments much at all. You've looked over.
Yes.
So.
Dan's in the comments.
Oh, that's good.
Commenting on when you talk to him.
Oh, that's good. He's trying to answer back, and I'm not paying attention because I have my glasses on. I have my glasses on. I can't hear you.
Yes.
Alrighty. There's a. Do we need to? Is this the right one? Good, that's the right one.
Yes.
Do we need to
Mariah
change
Wood
the?
says, "Hola, mates." Oh wait.
Oh, hello,
two.
Mariah.
We're at Top Chat, not.
Oh,
Live
right.
chat.
Do live chat. It's hiding behind the light.
Yeah. Thank
There
you. Okay, that changed things.
That changes things. Yeah. Well, it's okay. There was only at the moment there was
Yeah.
the Patreon viewers, which hey, we've gone public. I know.
So we're live.
We're live. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but for those of you who are just tuning in, and for those of you who are in the future rewatching the stream, bless you people. At noon, I like to set the stream to go over to public, where anybody can tune in and watch. But the first portion of the stream, which is usually 45 minutes to half an hour, somewhere in there, because I don't always start on time, that is exclusively set up for all my Patreon members and Discord members to be able to have specific one-on-one quiet time with just Felicia and I, at least for live. So we've now gone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Odin Makes live stream. Hi, I'm Odin.
Hi, I'm Felicia.
And today we're not working on the Proton Pack. I'm working on giant Legos. And Felicia brought her own project.
Yeah, I need contact cement because I glued mine shut and I have not been able to open it. And I fought it and I fought it and I've
Okay.
like tried running it over with my truck. No, not really, but
No, not.
so I just need to glue my belt together.
Oh, right. Cool. So Felicia's going to work on her Princess Leia belt from Star Wars A New Hope. And I'm going to work on Lego legs. So we're going to huff contact cement fumes and try and get projects done. And at the same time, keep an eye on the comments and talk to all of you. For those of you just tuning in, why am I working on giant Legos? I just spent half an hour talking about it. Basically, I'm trying to make some big ones for a friend and wanting to get some done for this weekend. So I'm running out of time and I'm going to work on them now.
Yes.
That's a short version of it.
We got Swooky here saying hello. And Ralph Moore going, and we're live.
And we're live.
Zombie Survivor here saying hi. And Armed Guard Alcantra, sorry I can butcher anyone's name, saying
that's-
hello from the Philippines.
Oh, hello, Philippines.
They just redacted
Wow.
the message. Maybe not. I really did butcher his name. Sorry.
Wow, that's Philippines. So it's early morning for you?
And maybe, yeah.
No, it's really late. Right? Because the date is... I don't know. I got my times confused. Hi! Thanks for watching.
On the other side of the world.
On the other side of the world. Yeah, it's even
Right?
later than Ralph, right? Yeah, it's even later than Ralph. So it's super early in the morning. Yeah.
So, but we're here.
Yeah.
You want to tell him what you have? What'd you do?
I dropped a...
Oh, I dropped your
Yeah, sanding, whatever.
sanding belt. Oops.
It's I think it's half of the mixing container I had for making when I cast the hands. So last stream or the stream before, I had a mold and I was using task 13 or 14. There's the task is a black urethane rubber that Smooth On makes that room temperature vulcanizing, meaning that it has a chemical reaction, so it sets up just sitting on your table. You don't have to bake it. And one of them, 13 or 14, sets up in like 40 minutes, and the other one sets up in 4 hours. So I used the 40-minute one during the stream and made a Lego hand, and it was solid, right? The wrist and everything was just completely solid. What I've done since is redo the wrists with the PVC pipe technique that Dan was doing with cutting the pipe and making it fit inside of a 1-inch pipe, but using my pipes, and then cast more hands. So only the hand portion has been cast, but the wrist, which was you know, ended up being almost 20% of the weight.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So what I've got.
Camera.
Three's gonna be the smallest, yeah, closest. So I've got, this is the same hand, same mold, but now I've got it's this 1-inch pipe on the outside of the cut 3/4 inch thin-walled PVC pipe that's got a little bit of extra goo on it. And this reduced it from 100 milligrams of weight to 78. So
But was
reduced
it
the weight
still
a little
too
bit.
much?
It's a foam hand is still 19. So it's still 4 times heavier than a foam hand, but it is technically lighter. Where's the...
Right there.
I don't think this is still just too small, right? Yeah. This is part of the manufacturing. The inside of this 1-inch is not the same as what we got here. So my cast hand won't fit inside of Dan's sanded arm, which is okay, but it fits inside of my 1-inch pipe that I have here in the shop because I thought everything was the same. Building with Lego, you assume everything's the same, and you realize in the real world nothing's the same. But I have these hands, but I'm still interested in, at this point, going ahead and just trying to make foam hands that weigh less.
Those ones over there,
Yeah.
or is that not working out? 'Cause
Those-
those look really good to me.
These are working out.
These ones feel
Yeah, go ahead
like.
and grab one. Yeah. So I've got 8 of these started.
What'd you use for your cardboard tube?
So the cardboard outer tube is a cardboard tube I had here in the shop that was a little thicker
I'm
than the
ready.
poster tube I just bought at Staples. So this is just over 2 inches. This is really close to like 55 millimeter in diameter. So when this hand's finished, it should be ever so slightly larger than a stud. You might have to squeeze it slightly to fit it inside of something, which is okay. So the plan is to line the inside of 2 millimeter foam, which I've done. And then the next thing I want to do is cut a piece of 2 millimeter foam that from what is going to be the back for me will wrap around all the way around the inside and then around the outside again. So it's totally covered, surrounded in 2 millimeter foam. That should give me the right inside diameter.
Is it supposed to be able to grab things that are about that size?
No,
No? Okay.
it's supposed to be about that size when it's done.
When it's finished?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be able to grab something that's the size of the inside here.
Okay.
Because it needs to hold
That.
that.
Okay.
Right? So it's loose because it's missing a layer.
Yeah. That's
And-
why I was
And
curious.
if I have to, I can always, I've got some 3 millimeter foam. I can always use 3 millimeter foam to make them even more grippy if I need to. So that was the next step with that. And then once I have all of that covered, I then got more wrists that I've made that are separate. That was the other pipes we were playing with before we went live, public live. That gets a bit of, 6 millimeter foam wrapped around the outside, and it gets sanded so it can get glued on. And then in order to get this shape, I was working on a guide.
So that they can all be standard.
Yeah, so they all be standard. So, well, I wanted
saw
something
it with
that,
my little eye.
yeah,
Where's
piece-
your guide?
here it is.
Okay.
Basically, wanted to make myself a little holder, right? So what I did was did some measurements and laser cut myself a little holder that the smaller, the modified 3/4 inch pipe can fit inside. There's a flat spot on Lego hands at the top of the hand, right? It's just what they normally have. It's probably a registration for manufacturing or automated building. So I was using that as a thing here. So this actually holds the hand, so the open things are pretty much 90 degrees. So I can set this on my vertical belt sander, and I can then just rotate in order to get the curve, hopefully on a more consistent, right? I've got something I can hold on to that's flat, has a flat on the table to help me do this motion instead of just, I should be close.
Question, is
Yeah.
that going to give you a left and a right? Or do you even have to worry about that
Don't
because they're
worry.
symmetrical?
They're symmetrical. Thankfully, Lego guys are ambidextrous. Their hands are identical. They don't have a
Left
left
and right.
side and a right side. And what's fun is if you look at the instructions,
Oh, sorry. You can-
Lego, it's okay. And what's fun is if you look in the instructions, Lego men almost always have their accessories in their left hands. The instructions have always drawn them that way. So it's like Lego guys are left-handed, in my mind, because they're always holding their thing in their left hand. almost always. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would have never
I don't know. It's just, and it could have just been graphically the way the pages are lined out, that the guys are always to the graphics of the camera. They're always kind of facing this way, right? So you put it in their left hand, and now the accessory isn't blocking their face. But it's just always kind of the way they end up. I don't know. Lego dudes are left-handed.
And the more you know.
And I'm glad I have a case on my phone because I just dropped it off the table. So yeah, that's yet another carefully crafted, overthought way of making dusts so Felicia can sneeze.
Hand sanding guide.
Yep, hand sanding guide.
And it's labeled.
And there's also this guide. And that guide. So this guide, I actually got one of these to Dan. Spent way too long trying to put it together.
So
He
do you
looked
have
at me
these
funny.
where people could get...
I will.
You will.
I will. Right now I'm still working with them, making sure that I've got them working. This one was a guide for once you've got your tube, you can lay because you got this cutout, right? And again, I want things to be consistent. So this cutout, I have a perfectly round tube. I can lay it in here, and down here and on this side, if I make a mark and make a mark, that's where I want to cut it. And then this has basic instructions for what my construction thought is. And this angle is the angle I want to set the table with the sander, so the sanding thing is here, and that'll get me this angle for sanding the wrist to connect to the hand. Again, in an attempt to make things consistent so Lego guys don't have arms that are... help minimize. It's still being done by hand, and it's still going to have, margins of error, but I'm trying to get myself as close as I can before I hate it later.
The right tool for the job makes it significantly easier. You're going to struggle like this, you're going to struggle on the next one.
Right.
And the next one.
And the next one. So here's the Vader body. This is the most we've gotten done on Vader, is the body. With the way this is the body and hips, which are nice and snug. Where's it taped? I'm not ruining.
No, you're not.
I just had a separation. Interesting. Almost everything on this is 90 degrees, right? Like this is a 90-degree connection. This is a 90-degree connection. 90, except for here and here. And so this piece, which I labeled on the other side, is made when I set the angle. Again on the sander, this angle is for this plate to match up with this 45-degree plate. So inside of this, not this thick, all the pieces are done to a 45-degree angle. I don't know if you guys can... I'm holding a black piece against a black shirt. You can see that perfectly, right? So this is the beginnings of a 1x2 plate. But I've got a 45-degree angle sanded into everything. Again, this was initially Dan's idea, that he was saying, I thought I'd do this because it would minimize seams, and he's right, it does. So with this 45, it's pretty much exactly how the top plate here is done, right? All four corners have this 45, but then this angle against the 45, if I can keep it on camera, gives me the angle of
His shoulder?
the shoulder. And then this side against the 45 gives me, or the other way around, I guess, whichever. I'm doing it weird. Anyway, gives
I'm
me
discombobulated.
Oh, that's it. I am discombobulated. This gives me the angle for this little tiny piece that's down here. There's a little... The angle comes down, and then there's a 10 millimeter flat spot on the side, which Dan was said, I didn't want to bother with that. Don't blame me, Dan. It's a pain in the ass. I put it on because it's a pain in the ass. And so that's the angle for that piece, and then everything else connects. And so that's what that one was for. So yeah, I've got guides and pieces, and I laser cut the crap out of stuff because it's fun. And thank you, X-Tool. I like the P2 CO2 laser. I make my apartment stink all the time using it. It's great.
Smells like camping.
It does smell like camping, or worse.
Well, it depends on if it's the wood or the foam.
Right, yeah, pretty much. Or acrylic.
Oh, that's stinky.
Thankfully, the apartment that I've got has a gas-fired fireplace that I don't use. So I've actually was just looking at The laser came with a filter, so a big filtration system. It kind of looks like a PC. This is a big tower, sucks air in, blows air out. It's got 400 millimeters worth of filtration that it pulls everything through. But I fill it up in a hurry because of the smoky stuff that I'm doing. So what if I took the 4-inch conduit, 4-inch duct pipe that comes out of the back of the laser, into a blower, into a fitted thing that's the chimney for my gas-powered fireplace, and just force all the laser fumes up the chimney? That'll work, right? So I've ordered parts to do that. And then,
I know nothing.
Anyway, I've been having a lot of fun working on the Lego Hands project and the Lego Body project, and I've had a lot of stress with it too. I'm saying I've been having a lot of fun, and Shock Gremlin's probably like giving me the side eye listening to me tell that story.
Because you're over here griping and complaining.
I'm just stressed to the gills. But
that's how you get it finished.
Yeah. So I enjoy getting to share with you. I hope you enjoy hearing me talk about it a little bit. I need to get gluing on stuff. I'm sorry we haven't been interacting with you very much, but that's kind of where I've been at and what I've been doing. Hey, Dad, appreciate the help.
Schultz Division says, remember to leave a like on the stream.
Yes, please.
Advixen says, don't forget to reenact the Vader Baptist scene from Obi-Wan show. No limbs.
Right.
Niblues had to check, but most of my Lego instructions books had minifigures holding things in their left hand, but Harry Potter is right-handed.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I knew there was going to be exceptions, but yeah, it seemed to me, I've been right-handed, so I always put stuff in the Lego figs right hand, and I noticed in a lot of the instructions they seem to go in the left-handed. So, whatever.
It's okay. You know how you find out if you're wrong? You say it on the internet, and people will correct you.
That is exactly what it is. I just got my homework done. Look, this is my answer. Isn't it great? No, you're wrong. Oh, good. I'll get a good score now.
Got a new knife.
Yeah, it's I've had one for a little while, but it's the Husky, the Home Depot snap-off knife with the blade from Blick, which I'm actually very happy with the Blick blade. It's
the Blick blade.
Thinner and seems to cut foam a lot better than most of the other snap-off blades I've got. They don't really cost anymore.
Oh, nice.
Alrighty.
Contact cement.
Contact cement. Did we want to talk anything about that? Did you want to talk? Do you want me to shut up so you can actually participate in today's stream?
You're doing great. I'm just here for the show, apparently.
You make the show look good.
So many boogers.
Oh, yeah. By the way, hey, you want to talk? Let me talk some more. Because of the Proton Packs.
Yes.
Because of the minifigs and the fact that I missed my first requested delivery date, I decided that I probably should wear my Dallas Makerspace t-shirt because it seemed very appropriate. Mm-hmm. So, there we are. Dallas Makerspace. Start projects. Finish whenever.
That's a good motto.
Yeah.
Alright, I just need to steal some of this contact cement.
That's fine. You steal contact cement. I'm going to, there's going to be lots of little black legs and pieces in the way. Sorry, everyone.
Your clear ruler's not where it belongs.
I've got one, though. I did bring one back. We ended up taking those, it did move again.
Not a huge deal, just that's my favorite.
Yeah, no, I had taken the clear rulers to the apartment to work on a project, and I brought one of the 2-inch ones back.
Oh, I see it.
Oh,
I
good.
spy with my little eye something clear.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm really good at I Spy.
Let me look right down to the corner of the ruler.
This thing's invisible.
Oh, it's a Wonder Woman invisible ruler?
Yeah.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, pretty much. What happened to my stool? Is it just gone?
It's over here.
Oh.
It's in front of the heater. So do you want your stool?
I'll go grab it.
Okay. We've got a space heater in the shop, and in order to warm up the cans of spray paint and plastic dip so they'll actually work, we have them on top of the apple box in front of the heater, so they get warmed up to an operating temperature. Neil's son put something inside of that, and of course, good luck getting it out that hole.
Yeah.
So whatever it is,
What it was.
I don't know.
It is a block with a little nail on it.
That makes sense. So off camera, Felicia's looking at a custom-built Apple box. These are the boxes that are used in productions to set things on. This is one that Neil gave me because it's non-standard size. It's about a 2/3 Apple box, but it's also wider, and it works really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I am just... This is weirdly too short for me.
It's perfect. I don't know what you mean. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just need a booster seat so I can sit at the big kid table,
Oh,
okay?
is that what it is? Okay.
Yes. Okay. Ralph Moore. Oh, wow. I looked away for a minute and Odin changed color. LOL.
Hey, Ralph. Ralph, I'm wearing my Dallas Makerspace t-shirt. This is one that I got from Kirk while I was out there. It seems appropriate because it says start projects, finish whenever. It has a sloth hanging from the Dallas Makerspace logo. Yeah.
In the spirit of a true maker.
Yep. Now Shop Gremlin is actually lurking in the shop. I don't know if they're watching chat or not, but feel free to sing out anything while we're both hyper-focusing on projects. If a funky comment comes up that needs our attention, go ahead and sing out. But at the same time, if you're not paying attention to the chat, then I don't need to give you more tasks. Trying to clean a few things off.
I'm just getting into your stuff. I spied
I don't
my
care.
little eye masking tape.
Oh, it's all over the place.
Right.
There's some blue tape over there, and some there.
Can I see the purple one? Yeah. Awesome.
That might, yeah.
I'm not
Purple.
going to use that much.
It's okay. Purple might be better for the vinyl.
It's leather.
Excuse me, leather.
It's okay. I made this belt out of things that I had at my house. So soda cans and an old leather couch. So this, at one point, was a cushion for a couch.
Oh wow.
And then I painted it white.
Oh okay.
This is only because I only painted to a certain point and I fitted on
What paint did you use?
latex house paint because it's what I have.
Okay, well that's cool. I was
But
curious.
latex has a flexible...
It does, yeah.
And it paints leather very well.
Okay.
So, this one little spot is just because I had pre-painted a section and I got to the edge of it.
Oh, I see.
And so
Okay.
that's why it's the back.
Gotcha.
It's not because it flaked off. It's because I didn't paint that high up.
Okay.
And it's one little spot and it's on the inside. But it also shows you, look, it was a different color. But I made this on my live stream.
Right.
And
Felicia has a live stream. Hey, if I wanted to watch Felicia's live stream, where do I go? The internet. I mean, which channel?
I have my live streams behind the scenes fashions on YouTube. It's that yellow dot that says behind the scenes fashions. And I have been going live for the last 3 weeks on Tuesdays, making a Princess Leia costume from New Hope. It's originally it was just because I wanted it. Every time I see R2-D2, I feel like I'm dressed as the wrong Princess Leia.
Right, because you're usually Endor Leia.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
So it's just like one of those things that I'm like, I need to work on something. This is really easy and I have all the stuff for it. Let's go.
Cool.
And so I've been working on that. I made the dress and I was making the belt. I got this far. The only reason I had to stop was because I didn't have contact cement that I could open. But
Okay.
I made the little metal pieces out of a soda can.
Oh, nice.
Feel it. Solid.
Yeah.
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 So I made a bunch of those.
Good.
And the centerpiece.
Nice.
Did I grab all of the pieces? No. Am I
You're missing one.
Uh-oh.
You got 3 octagons and 1...
That may be at home. I thought I...
No, you gonna contact cement to the duct tape?
No. Oh, here's the other one it's missing.
Okay, good.
Maybe.
Because I have concern
About the duct tape
long-term
peeling.
Yeah.
That's my biggest concern is the duct tape peeling.
I literally made a stud stand-in by wrapping duct tape around the
So it
tube.
won't.
So super glue and contact cement wouldn't stick to it as well.
Yeah, but I can peel the super glue off. I mean the stuff
Duct
off
tape,
and then
okay. And put something else on?
no, just glue it directly to the metal.
Duh, yeah, you just glue it. Okay.
This is just kind of safety because it's aluminum can
Right.
edges, and so I would just
Okay.
glue that down.
Nice. So, is there anything else inside, or is it just a soda can with duct tape to? Oh, Frosted Flakes.
Well,
Nice.
Snack container of some
Snack
sort.
container of some sort. Sorry.
It had the right,
You know, Roden's brain is.
but it had the right. It was like the heavy card that
Yeah.
was really thin and lightweight. That's non-corrugated, so it's
Nice.
a heavy card on the inside to give it support. And then I cut open a soda can with a pair of scissors.
Right.
And then I folded it around the
You gotta.
cardboard.
Ooh, that's a pokey.
Yeah.
Do you wanna? We can do
Camera.
a close up, but it's just gonna be reflective metal. Look, it's reflective metal.
It looks like metal. You
Yeah,
know when
well,
you're in cosplays
'cause-
and you're trying to make them look like metal?
Because it is metal. It's got a little sharp pokey bit right over here, but that's okay.
Yeah, I found I got less of those when I
So
Put-
duct tape.
yeah. There's duct tape on the back of it before I folded it, and it
Okay.
helped with the
Hey, let me hold a mirror of
shiny reflectiveness.
yeah, shiny reflectiveness. I'm sure everyone is excited and thrilled by the. No, actually, it's very cool. I'm quite.
Yeah, so it's like it has a heavy duty, but it's flexible enough. Is that working?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it's opening it up as well, but it's taking the really.
The rough parts off.
Yeah. Because you know you're just going to sit down and forget that you got this belt on, and I'd hate for it to poke holes into your.
Yeah.
Out of the dress or the.
So I was thinking of just taping it so I knew where to put the contact cement.
That sounds like a smart idea.
Yeah, so this is kind of what I have going on. I needed to glue it, and so I figured I'd just glue it here.
Okay.
Yes. Big Bob's Props is here saying, sorry I missed the last couple of your live streams. My day job kept me having Monday work on Sunday night. Me work on Sunday night, sorry.
Okay. All good. Hey,
Dan
Big
does-
Bob.
Sorry. Danda's Junk says, I'll give you the arms I'm making without pipes since you found pipes that work together without mods.
Awesome. Thank you. That'd be great. Thank you, Dan. I really appreciate the help. Yeah.
And Ghostbusters Mexico saying hello from Mexico.
Sweet. Hello, Ghostbusters Mexico.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Yeah.
I just saw the new Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
I enjoyed it.
Good.
I was very upset that I had gone like forever without seeing like the trailer or any previews or anything.
Uh-huh.
And then as I sit in the thing, they give us the trailer that tells the entire story right before they started the movie.
Oh, really? They just had like a Coke ad or something and it had the movie in it?
No, it was straight up the movie, the ad for the Ghostbusters movie.
Oh, what the hell?
Right before it started. And I was like, it's literally telling me everything. I can't look away.
That sucks.
I was angry starting the movie because
That's-
they told me the movie.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, that really sucks.
But I did enjoy it, but gosh darn it, I was angry when I started.
I've been doing cons and working on projects, so I haven't seen Dune, I haven't seen Godzilla X-Con, I haven't seen Ghostbusters.
There's a bunch of good ones out, aren't there?
Yeah, there's a bunch of good ones out. I just haven't seen any of them yet.
Wait, nope, that's not the part I wanted.
Well, it won't reach, so you might want both, but
Yeah.
now we're running into a problem of...
This, and
There
this.
you go.
Okay.
There you go. Where's that knife you like, the Husky one?
I hit it.
Yes, you did. There it is. I'll take that part too.
Yes. Rob Mork saying metal!
Metal!
Yes.
Yes! Well, soda can, but metal!
It's still real metal. It's aluminum.
It is.
Aluminum.
Ralph, super excited to have those parts. Sorry we're still not working with him yet, but yeah.
Oh,
and
update.
his video's out, everyone.
Update on the project.
Yeah.
We did talk about how to do the wires.
We did talk about how to do the wires. Yes. I, specifically while at WonderCon, stopped and talked to the LA Ghostbusters and was looking particularly at their wire assembly, right? And it looked like it was covered in some sort of like thick tape. So I asked them about it, and one of them kind of remembered how their builder did it and said that he had used this RV marine repair tape. Basically flex tape, but it's like this marine version, whatever. And so, much like Felicia was suggesting, which I thought was, that's spot on, they laid out a piece of this tape, sticky side up, and then they think they had a jig which had all the wires on it stretched out to the thickness they wanted, and then laid it down and encapsulated it. I'm thinking we can do pretty much that, but instead of trying to make this specialized jig, just kind of do them one at a time. Like have all the wires, we've already got a stretcher, have all the wires on one side taut, and then put this piece of tape thing down, and then one by one we can lay the wires into the onto the tape.
Yeah, so we start at the top and work our way down, just laying out as we go, like we're peeling and sticking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And then we also use heat to kind of stretch out the flex tape because it's kind of on the thicker side.
Yeah.
And the heat will just like instantly like smoosh it and screw it.
And I definitely saw that. The ends of the tape that they had, because I think they had one that they hadn't put onto a pack yet, looked like it had been. What it really looked to me like is the old school shrink wrap machines that none of you have worked with. That's a conveyor belt that goes through a little oven, and this is how you would put shrink wrap onto all of your VHS tapes. Yeah. Quickly and easily in a duplication house when you need to stink wrap something. So it looked like they had run their belt through one of those machines because overall it had just kind of shrank up a little bit, but it didn't shrivel up like a shrinky dink. So the end had this kind of a funky scalloped look where it was like making contact with the wire, and then it had a scallop to the next wire, so it really looked like it had shrank from heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And working with flex tape, it does shrink.
It does shrink. Okay.
From the heat, and it does thin out, so you can pull and smoosh.
Now it is possible that package that I ordered from Amazon with that tape in it will arrive during the stream. And if it does, we'll pull out the tape and talk about it and save it for next time.
But we have a plan finally.
Because
we're sitting there chewing on it.
A doable plan that the Epsilon wasn't going to work, right?
That is just a big mess.
Yeah.
It just did not practically make any sense.
No, but much like house paint on a leather belt, it's what I had. So it's kind of make it work.
Yep.
Probably not.
There's a million ways to go about a problem, but
yes.
It's like, how much of a mess do I really want to deal with? Is the real question.
Minimal.
Exactly. Very minimal.
And that's the only package I'm expecting. I don't think I have any other hidden packages that I've received. No. And while I've got WonderCon stories, if I think about them, I don't have any packages to share. Let's see. Last weekend was WonderCon in Anaheim, California. You know, basically LA, right here next to, right here, 7 hours south of me, right here in California, next to Disneyland. And I got to go with Jerry Rig Props and Sky Falcon and a couple of other shop gremlins. So the five of us went, and it was great fun for me because we just went.
You weren't expected anything of you.
No, I didn't have a booth. I didn't have anything on display on any booths that I was like responsible for.
You didn't have to perform.
Didn't have to perform. Literally bought a ticket, waited in the non-existent line, which was interesting. We weren't right there. No, we were. We were right there when the doors were open. But the way WonderCon ran it, they had, because they're right by Disneyland, they know how to deal with lines. There's the front door, and there's a whole fountain area where everyone does a lot of the cosplay pictures for WonderCon, right? So have you ever seen an outdoor picture of a cosplay. That's all right in front of the convention center. And the sides probably have more checkpoints. I didn't come in for the 2 side entrances. So at each of those 3 entrances, they've got, I'm going to guess they do, security pop-up tents who are checking for badges and are doing a weapons check as you come in. So instead of you walk into the front door and then everyone has to funnel to the same fold-up table for the one weapons check guy, everyone's being checked as they're coming in. And there's actually multiple checks for badges coming in the beginning of the food truck area and then the official front, right? So basically there was no line.
You can't sneak your friends in.
No, you can't sneak your friends in. And there was no queue. We were able to just walk in. Now, I remember there being a queue, a huge one, a line, back in 2018, 2019, 2017.
Last time you went?
The first time I went.
Oh, first
time. When I was still part of DIY Prop Shop. And, that was, that had a line, but this one didn't, which the rain may have been an issue too. So, no, it was great. And then once we were inside, I got to talk to the Gorn captain a couple times before I was excited. He goes, "Oh, dude, that's the Gorn captain, the lizard alien that fought Kirk on the Vasquez Rocks planet in the original Star Trek." It had the actor who was the Gorn captain, because there was 2 guys in the Gorn suit. There was this actor, and then there was the stuntman that had to get hit with giant foam rocks and things. So the actor was actually there and got to talk to him a little bit because no one else was at his table at that point in time. And he was in like 3 other episodes, including The Apple and a couple of others. I don't know, just a nice guy. It was kind of cool. And for him, it was just, I got paid to do this thing, 50 years ago. And people are still excited about it, which is cool.
Right?
I don't blame them. But yeah, it was, I got to talk to the, what else? What did we do? We just enjoyed ourselves. We walked around, looked at booths, looked at people, got to visit with the LA Ghostbusters, got to visit with the Astromech Builders Club, the Wally Builders Club, looked at a lot of different vendors, went to a couple of panels. We went to 2 to 3 different panels every day. Haven't gone to panels at a con. Panel being where an audience shows up to listen to a bunch of people talk, either about a subject or how to do a subject. And in my mind, everything's a how to do, because that's what I do, right?
Yeah.
Observational bias. No. That's not what happens. So I went to Shopgirl and I went to a couple of panels, and 50-50. It was like one panel on one day would be, okay, that was entertaining and good, and there's lots of neat things going on there. In the second panel, it's like, you want to go? Yeah, not going to name names or anything, but it was just really interesting. And sometimes it was our fault. There's one panel we went to with the mindset of, oh, this is how you're going to build it. No, they were just talking about the fandom around this thing that we thought they were going to talk about how to build. So that was our own misinterpreting. But it still wasn't a bad panel. It just wasn't what we expected at all. But then, the other ones were really cool. Getting to listening to them talk about, like we went to the Smooth On panel, which was kind of cool because not only did it have the main representative of Smooth On there, but it had a couple of other big builders like Sean Thorson and Sam Witwicky. I can't remember Sam's name right now, but ended up following. Neither one of them had heard of ASA as a filament and hadn't heard of a couple other things. So we approached them after the panel and told them that as a filament, ASA for 3D printing. I'm jumping around here. I hope you're following me. It's a strong filament and it's a UV stable filament, and comparing it to like ABS or PETG, it's kind of like if you were to mash those two together and get a really good output. That's kind of what ASA is. So it's a good UV stable one, because they hadn't heard of it and people asked about it from the crowd. Because same thing, I do it too. I get used to doing things a certain way and I just do it that way because I know it's going to work. I don't have time to tinker.
Right.
So they were excited about that. Shock Roman and I ended up spending the next hour hanging out with Sam at his booth, talking to some of his guys, talking about stuff in general, and got a casual invite to possibly go to San Diego Comic-Con. I'm not going to hold my breath on this because this is conversation things people get excited, right?
Yeah.
All good. But there is a tiny possibility that Sam will have a couple of extra badges and we might be able to actually get into the con, which would be hella cool, especially to hang out at his booth. So yeah, that would be cool. Now, is it going to happen? It really may not, and that's fine too.
But it's not out of the realm.
It's not out of the realm of possibility, and I'm excited that there's the possibility, which almost, no, it is. That's totally good enough. I'm excited for the possibility.
Right.
What else happened? What else happened that we want to talk about anyway? It was a good time. It was a lot of fun to casual cosplay. I actually cosplayed. There was one picture, I think, on Discord. Because Shock Gremlin went dressed as Trillian from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It was a costume they wanted to do for a little while, and actually made Zaphod's dress shirt with the extra arm, right? So arms in two of the arms, and then has an extra dress shirt arm that drapes across her the front of her, and it's kind of tipped to Trillian's shoulder, right? So when Trillian's wearing Zaphod's shirt, there's this third arm because he's got three arms, which is weird. Seen other cosplayers where they try to make it look like a scarf or something else because it doesn't make sense, right? What this extra fabric is. Well, it's Trillian's wearing her boyfriend's shirt. He's got three arms. So, made that shirt. In order to go along with this, I just grabbed stuff I had in the closet cosplay, right? Put on a robe, pajamas, t-shirt, and grabbed a towel, and I went as Arthur Dent. It was great. It was the best cosplay ever. You wake up, take a shower, put on your pajamas, put on your robe, and go to the con. It's fantastic.
Right?
Yeah, highly recommend. I am going to keep doing that. I want to get a more movie accurate colors and stuff over time. But yeah, I think that is a permanent cosplay for me. And it was great because people knew who I was. Like, they see the towel and go, "You look like a Hoopy Frood." It's like, yes, thank you, I am. That's cool. That's exactly what I am.
Right? I love it when cosplays are comfortable because
Yeah.
they often aren't, because, who thinks these things are actually going to be practically made?
Oh, they're not.
Never ever.
No. There was an awesome Silver Samurai walking around, right? Guy nailed it. Looked exactly like he was stiff just because of all the armor and all the extra stuff, right? It was just
Yeah.
straight out of the comic book. Nailed it. But yeah.
Yeah,
not comfortable, or not that comfortable.
My cousin does the where they fight the buffers,
SCA?
Yeah.
Or Vanguard, or
She does the one at SAC Anime.
right.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. Oh, because I know Mariah's watching, and they have their own version, which is
Yeah.
not Dago here. It's not. No, it is Vanguard, isn't it? Or is it? No, I want to say it's the other one. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, anyways, I was asking her because her and her husband and all of them, they do it, and they are dressed up in like metal samurai or armor and stuff for the play fighting. And they're doing it at cons at SAC Anime, so I'm like, how practical are people's armor in reality? Or
Yeah.
is it so much easier just to not have it?
And they say?
Well,
Or do they?
in reality, the heavy metal weight pulls you forward and makes you fall on the ground.
Yeah.
And I knew that one from working at the costume shop.
Yeah.
My friend Lyle went to a party where you had to crawl in through the rabbit hole to
Right.
Alice in Wonderland, and he was dressed as a knight in shining armor with the metal chest plate, the chainmail, and a big,
And a big helmet and coif
Yeah.
and everything else? Okay.
Yeah. And he, as soon as he got down to bend it down to get in through the entrance into the rabbit hole,
Uh-huh.
he right
Just-
into his face, head wound, bleeding.
Wow. Oh, no. Oh, because of the helmet.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so, but the thing is he came there and he's ready to party. And he's like, hey, just
Hey, whatever. Head wounds. Woo, party. Yeah, okay.
tis but a flesh wound.
There you are. Tis but a- yeah.
And he was dressed like him, except for he was wearing the white outfit. Tis but a flesh wound.
That's
and so, that's mental image is what always in my head when people have to fight in armor. Like,
Uh-huh.
the shift of the weight, just like, I would also have to help people out of chainmail.
Yeah.
And once it's on, it's comfortable in your body. But getting it off, like leaning forward, all the weight pulls you forward. Getting it over your head, all the weight pulls you.
Yeah.
And it throws you off. So even though you can distribute the weight, it still has.
You still need a page to get you in and out of your armor.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like, you have to recalibrate your balance based on that, if that makes sense. So
one of those things that experience.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not.
Sorry.
No worries, but I often think about how practical can you really do this, because remember Smosh?
Yeah.
We need you to be dressed up like this, and we need them to do that, and it didn't always work.
Okay. Whatever you guys want.
Right?
Yeah.
But in the best possible way.
But in the best possible way. Wow. Brain failing.
It's okay.
I can't think of either of the names right now. The Smosh guys.
Ian Anthony?
Thank you, Anthony. I knew it was an A name. I remember how uncomfortable Anthony was as Raw.
Raw?
Yeah, because he had to have the full beak makeup and everything else to be Raw. He was not.
Well, the thing is Anthony and they've had to get so many prosthetics and pieces and beards and stuff like that that I think it's honestly kind of traumatizing.
Oh, okay.
Like,
yeah, all right.
It's suffocating and it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, the Assassin's Creed music video when they're on the pirate ship. Anthony's giant beard. We had to get it like super, super glued on while we're fighting at the beach because the salty sea air just did not want to. Anyways, it was a pain in the butt, and I felt bad for him because that just was awful. And by the time we finally took it off, we need you to put on a pink beard. What?
Yeah.
How is it going to stick? I have no idea. After all the oil that it took to take it off, the clumps of sandy glued on beard.
Right.
To take it off, finally. And then have to put on a whole nother beard. Like, I have much respect because I understand how engulfing and encompassing those costumes can be. And we also even had like those full head covers.
Okay, yeah.
Those were kind of more comfortable. Those
I'm really thinking.
We had a devil, like Courtney Wood.
Oh, okay. Those are the head cover of masks, pullover masks.
Those really crazy looking ones.
Yeah.
Those could get suffocating feeling to be in.
Oh, for sure. Because they're going to be a tight fit. And yeah.
So prosthetics can get very suffocating feeling, and I understand that about people.
Okay.
I know I'm a cold-hearted costumer going, it's fine, it's just a costume, but I understand it's like, it could be a lot.
Yeah, I don't have claustrophobic feelings, but I've worked with a couple people who do, and I can see that it is a uncontrollable response. This isn't a rational, I'm uncomfortable. No.
No, it is, you panic.
Yeah.
And So, anyways. Courtney.
Cool. Oh, yeah.
Courtney and Shane got married?
Smosh gossip!
Right, no, on April Fool's.
Of all things, which is totally a Courtney and Shane thing.
Right, and she looked so iconic, and I loved everything about it, and I am so happy for them, and I love them so much.
I was so confused. It's like, this is coming out on April Fool's, and are they just seriously committing to this joke because of all the locations they had? 'Cause all I was seeing was costumes and locations, right? So how serious are they? No, they're 100% serious, which is awesome because those two always got along.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like I try not to ship people together because it's working at Smosh. Everybody's trying to put Ian and Anthony together, trying to put like everybody to pair them up and couple them off, and just out of respect, it's like something that you don't want to do, especially since we mix people up all the time in different scenes and acting and stuff like that. But when I heard, it just made me smile. Like, both of them are such nice, good people that
they
I
are.
think they will genuinely make each other super happy. Anyways, I love them both so much.
Definitely. And they've known each other. They've worked with each other for like 10 years now.
Has it been 10 years?
Well, 14's when I started. So maybe like 8 or 7.
Were they there when you started?
Not when I started, no. When I started, it was just the two.
Ian and Anthony.
But like the next year, Olivia showed up. And so
I thought it was Keith and then Olivia.
Maybe it was Keith and Olivia. So did Keith. I was trying to remember Keith's name.
Okay. Yeah, because then we had a lot more people. Anyways, they're all very nice people. I enjoy working with them. Yeah, so.
No, that's cool.
I love the internet gossip. I'm like, look at how happy they look. I knew it wasn't fake because they were both smiling. Like, they're genuine smiles.
Okay.
Like, their faces just said it all. Because I've seen them, like, be happy and not happy. And they look genuinely happy. And so I'm like, oh, yeah. Can't fake that.
Right. you're talking about beards and Anthony's beard. There was one of my cosplay friend, McThor, right?
Yeah.
He's got a close, like a Riker beard. He's got a close-shaven, groomed, nice Riker beard, right? Mm-hmm. But when he wants to do Bro McThor, so the Bro Thor version from Endgame, where he's gained all the weight and a long beard, and kind of looks like the dude, he would literally glue a beard over his beard.
Yeah.
Which is like amazing to me.
Yeah. I appreciate when people go through the efforts.
Right.
And I also appreciate good products like Topstick and stuff like that.
Topstick is a great product. So Felicia,
They are not sponsored, but they should sponsor.
They should totally sponsor. Let's go on a slight rabbit hole of Topstick. Hey Felicia, really quick, what exactly is Topstick and why is it exciting?
It is toupee tape, and it is exciting because it holds things to your sweaty, hairy skin without making your skin irritated or you pull out your hair that much. You know?
Right. It's repositionable. It is a two-sided skin tape that when you put it on, hair's not quite right, you can peel it up and adjust it and put it on again, and it still stays stuck. And it stays stuck for a very long time. So at WonderCon on Saturday, Shop Grumman decided that they were going to dress up as Vanellope Von Schweetz from Wreck-It Ralph, and had done up the full costume, and with your suggestions, redid the pleated skirt to be the. Was
that a bigger pain in the butt, or did it actually help?
No, it really helped a lot.
Okay, that's what I was worried about, because sometimes setting yourself up for success feels like a pain in the ass.
Right. Made it a pleating board. So. Topstick, we'll get back to it, sorry. Tangents! Felicia sent a video link with making a pleating board for doing pleating fabrics, and the person who was showing it was doing a lot of Victorian and Renaissance dresses, which are covered in pleats. I guess more Victorian than Renaissance. Covered in pleats, and lots of little tiny pleats. And so we made this pleating board where you could take the fabric, tuck it into the board, and iron it, and you get all those sharp creases into the fabric. And it had the 1 inch back, 3 inch out, 1 inch back, 3 inch out that was required to make the right pleat for the costume skirt. So it looked like the way the manufacturer originally made the skirt that didn't fit in order to be the
how the animators animated the
skirt.
Because let's be honest, nobody actually
skirt.
Made that thing for realsies.
So that totally worked and it was great. But Topstick, Vanellope's got all sorts of candy stuck in her hair, right? And I know there's pictures on Discord. So if you're a member to Discord, or if you want to see these pictures that are on Discord, please check out patreon.com/Odin Makes. But using Fimo, made all of the hundreds of thousands sprinkles, but larger size. Made some of the confetti pieces and whatnot, and painted them up with Smooth On. And then also made the large mints. There's a couple of brights, Starburst Brights, I think, mints, and a couple of chocolate mint ones that are brown and green, and one gummy bear. So the big mints, only one. There's one red gummy bear. So all the little stuff, the sprinkles, the hundreds of thousands, that was all, once they're done painted, we just put Topstick on the back, and then laid them down onto a piece of like pre-cut paper. The backside, the vinyl was already gone, so it's that like sticker backing paper for.
I have a big roll of that from
the old Gonzo thing.
No, from putting up the peel and stick wallpaper on my kitchen. And so I have like a giant roll of it, and I'm like, part of me just doesn't want to throw it away for that exact reason.
Right?
And I'm like, Odin, is that something you'd be interested in? Because it's the heavy duty, not sticky.
No,
it's a big roll of it, so you can roll it out and throw it away. Anyways.
No, it'd be.
I'm a crafting hoarder sometimes, but I understand where you could use.
Right.
That weirdly specific. Sticker back paper.
It worked wonderfully. So all these pieces got stuck to this. It's thrown in the baggie. Get to the con. Pull the baggie out. None of the pieces had moved off of the non-stick sticky back thing. Peeled them all off. Stuck them all into Shop Gremlin's hair. And then in the rain, under a hood, got out to the con. Was out on the con floor. And then went to Downtown Disney afterwards. And then 12 hours later, get back to start peeling all this stuff out, didn't lose one.
Nice.
Wasn't painful to remove from the hair. Didn't leave residue.
See,
and most of them still stuck back to the non-stick thing again.
a lot of people will use Velcro, hook and loop fastener, because you can use the loop, the hook side.
The hook side for your hair,
But when you peel it out, it messes your hair up. It makes a big mess. But the sticker, it just kind of goes right on top, and then it...
Yeah, it just came right out. It was great. I mean, it didn't just come right out, right?
No,
You're
I
peeling
know.
the sticker out of your hair.
It's a sticker, but...
Her hair was stronger than the sticker, so it didn't pull a bunch of hair out.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was great. It was...
I used those for fake earrings for Miss Frizzle, for Ian.
With the big dangly earrings?
Those big giant...
Hoops?
No, they were Xanaxes? Giant Xanax
right,
earrings.
because her earrings change.
Yeah, for Miss Frizzle when she was going through that crazy.
Right, the menopause Miss Frizzle. Yeah.
So I had the giant Xanax earrings, and they're like this big. Normally I would just stick them to the wig, but I just use sticky dots. And he was like, "Oh my gosh, this is the most comfortable pair of earrings I've ever had to wear." And when I saw those, he was already like, I could see the glaring of, is that going to be on my, Like,
do I have to wear that?
Yeah.
How long do I have to wear that?
Where he knows he has to be in this costume all day, so he's already going, I'm already irritated of that. But it was really comfortable. He took them off during lunch and then stuck them right back on.
Nice.
So yeah, no, I understand. So I'm glad it worked out for the little accessories.
Oh, it did. And then for the mints and for the gummy bear, because the gummy bear was 3D printed with transparent filament. In order to make them really shiny, Shop Gremlin coated everything with UV nail gel, super shiny UV nail gel, and a couple of coats. And yeah, they just looked wet.
Nail polish is amazing. It is like the best paint ever.
Yeah. And with the gummy bear, the tips of the feet and the nose didn't quite print at a good dome, right? They're kind of flat.
Oh.
So apply it upside down, let the drip form, hit it with the UV light. Everything was perfectly round. It was great.
Right?
It's amazing. And then used it to glue bobby pins onto the back of them. So those were put on with bobby pins because they were big and heavy.
Right? Yeah.
Anyway, right, and then
weird
Von
problems
Schweetz
you come up with
has-
cosplay.
Yes, has Twizzlers in the hair as a hairband, right? The costume that was purchased came with a really shitty scrunchie. Basically, is what it came with. A really shitty lopsided scrunchie to make it pretend like it's... Well, we went to Sally's Beauty Supply. I don't know how universal that is as a chain. But they have, for doing perms and things, I think the attendant told us, they basically sell EVA foam rods that have wire inside of them, so you can kind of do your hair how you want. So bought a package of 10 millimeter diameter EVA foam rods with a wire core, and they were teal. So took 3 of them, twisted the hell out of them in order to get that Twizzler twist. Super glued the frayed ends so they wouldn't come undone, so they were just kind of super glued together, and then painted it all with that red So Strong from Smooth On with a flexible additive.
I wasn't supposed to peel this part. Sorry.
No. It's part of the fun with the purple tape.
Right.
Yeah, that worked great. Because that red is a Twizzler, the So Strong paints with a flexible additive stuck to the EVA foam, didn't crack even with bending it, and we kind of had it close to the shape it wanted to be anyway, but the final bend and twist in order for it to stay on the ponytail, it didn't crack. That worked out great. So those were the fun bits and pieces that got made.
Right?
Yeah.
You really don't know what problems you're going to have until you get to them, and it's like, what? They're always so weird. Oh no, I need Twizzlers that need to wrap and be hairbands.
Right.
Like...
How am I going to make giant Twizzlers that don't melt?
I love going into Home Depot with these weird problems. What are you trying to do? Well, I need to do this, so I need that. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm not using this for its intended use and purposes, and we've already gotten past that. Okay.
Right. Hey, can I help you? What are you working on? An art project. Oh, okay. So I'm trying to find a shape.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So.
And I didn't even know exactly. I knew of the EVA rods because I've seen them years before at Sally. Because I've gone into Sally all the time to buy nail files, especially for like acrylic nails. because it's an emery board and it's really good for 3D prints, for miniatures, for Gundam, because they have they get down to 1600 and 2000 grit, and then they also have a
use
polisher.
the glass ones?
I have used the polished one. The glass ones, they're great.
Yeah, I've just
haven't used it on
recently
models,
discovered
but-
those, and I absolutely love them, and I broke the one I bought, so.
Oh, what's that? That would be no. So she's asking, what am I looking for? And the thing is for like rollers or curlers or something, and she was confused because I wasn't saying the right thing. But then clued in that we weren't there for the product for its intended use. And then, oh, okay. And completely went with it. It was great.
Right? Working at the costume shop, people would come in with the weirdest problems, and if we didn't have necessarily what they needed, we always came up with weird game plans. And I feel like it was worth it just to come in for the help. I think it was quieter when I did it, slightly lower.
That's all right.
We are completely ignoring the chat.
We're completely ignoring chat, guys. I'm sorry. It's been a full hour. We haven't... What's going on?
Okay. Dan does junk. Sorry, they're not interacting much with the chat. The deadline for large Lego figs is close, so he has to get to work then.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there's that, and also just having fun talking about stuff. Smosh and...
Right. Craft and chat.
Right. So Felicia's working on a Princess Leia belt for the New Hope. She's making Leia's white outfit with the hood, the one that she wore in the Tantive 4 and through most of the movie. I don't believe you're planning on staining the hem with trash compactor juice.
I think it's just going to naturally happen.
Oh, okay, good point.
As it gets worn and used.
Oh, okay.
Like walking on the con floor, those things
That'll do it.
are pretty sticky,
Yeah.
right?
Usually. And then, I'm working on giant Lego pieces that I need to have some done. I want to have some done for this weekend. I have to have them all done in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Or 2 weekends. And I don't have, because I'm going to a con this weekend in beautiful Tracy, California, I don't have this upcoming weekend as a work time. I've only got the evenings. So,
Side quest.
has a day job. Yep.
Nelson26, good to see you back, Odin, my friends, and I missed you.
Thank you. Hello, Nelson.
Iana Lifts here saying, that's too loud. Hi, everyone. I'm serious. I need a rest, but this is more important. Goes back into lurk mode. Sorry it's too loud.
Sorry,
but I
it's
need
too
to give
loud.
this a little bit of tooth.
Yeah, you did.
But it works, right?
Yeah, no, it totally
It's
worked.
totally smooshed on.
Awesome.
I don't know. I have to make this. Didn't really want to spend any money. What do I have?
Good.
What
good,
do I
good.
need?
Right. I have, thicker bits of aluminum floating around the shop, but that's what I've got here.
You would have, yeah.
I would have cut them out of 16th inch aluminum or 3/32 or whatever it is I've got. What does that translate to real world units? Yeah, 2 millimeter.
Yeah. I used cardboard and just wrapped aluminum around it. I could use aluminum tape, but it would bend and it would show creases and mess up.
No, it would.
So this is flexible enough that it'll go around a curved surface, but it's not so rigid. You know what I mean? But it's rigid enough to hold its own shape. And it's shiny in the right ways. So, I don't know. It's what I had without having to go anywhere.
Nice.
But yeah, no, in my head I was thinking about getting tin snips, cutting out the aluminum, seeing what I had.
Right.
Yeah, but...
Oh, more than once I've looked at Harbor Freight Tools and other places for, how much is an aluminum shear? Can I just get a shear for... No, I don't want to spend that.
Right? Fun crafting problems.
Fun crafting problems.
I feel like we're always going to have problems, but my favorite ones are the fun ones.
Yeah.
I need more fun problems in my life and less of the real ones.
But much like hoarding craft supplies, I do enjoy hoarding tools. So, yeah.
Tools make the job so much easier.
It usually can.
And more specified tools. You know?
Sometimes I spend too much time recrafting my project to fit the tool. I'm really bad at that, actually.
Right, I kind of do that too. I'm guilty as charged. Right? It's what you know.
Right.
It's like what you know and what you're willing to, yeah.
Yeah, and it's the new. I've got this new tool, and I want
Yeah.
to use it to do this thing. So I'm going to put the whatever time into doing it. Because, foam. I need a paper pattern and a hobby knife. And really, that's all I need, and I can make it work. But day one, I wanted to play with lasers. And now that I have lasers I can play with, all I want to do is laser, death machine, everything. It's great fun.
Right? Whatever gets you motivated.
Pretty much, yeah. So, am I saying that all of you out there need to have a laser death machine? No! It's overkill.
I have
You
one
don't.
and I still like, it's intimidating.
I've got like 4 here now, and only one of them's broken. And,
Not bad.
yeah. But the one at home, all the time. I'm going to make the apartment stink. I'm going to take the smoke detector off the wall so it doesn't scream, and I'm going to just start cutting stuff.
There's no points. As I thought of you guys as I went through Sacramento last week on the way to Reno.
Oh,
I'm
sweet.
back in the UK now. It was a great 2-week holiday vacation. Love you guys.
Nice.
Nice.
Hi.
That's crazy. I love how big this world is and how tiny it feels at times.
Yeah, absolutely both. The world is huge and varied and interesting and awesome, and the internet makes it so tiny and connected, which is really good. So I'm working on a foot insert. This is the square peg insert that, or the square hole insert for the round peg of Legos that goes into the bottom of the minifig's foot. The file that I drew up, I made the hole just a little bit too big. So I get to glue in 2mm foam to the inside walls so it'll actually have the clutch power to grip onto Lego pips. So that's the part I'm working on. If I can get the legs done, not necessarily during the stream, but I need to get the legs done today so I can get the Prosthetic so Shop Grumman can start painting them. And then I can start working on hands, and I can start working on Luffy's hat and Luffy's hair.
Yeah.
And once all that's done, I can start working on Darth Vader.
Fun problems.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe Vader someday later.
Yeah, pretty much.
But he's just a small guy.
He's just a small guy. Vader was my primary focus when I started this. Like, okay, he's the most difficult one. Let's conquer that one first, and then I'll do the other ones later. And it's like, okay, I'm running out of time. Let's do the easiest one first. Because thankfully, from the very beginning, Dan was like, yeah, sure, I can build Voltron. That sounds like fun. Oh, I'm so glad that Dan helped. Thank you, Dan. Everyone go to Dan Does Junk's channel and subscribe because, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Nelson26, hello to you too, sir. I would like to thank you for giving me inspiration to become a DIY artist and start my own YouTube channel that involves making DIY art and DIY prop.
Awesome.
Yes. And...
And I saw...
there's lots of conversation.
Good.
But Shop Gremlin's pretty on top about answering everything, so...
Oh, that's good.
Right, thank you. The Analyst wants to know, talk about Darth Vader. Any chance you'll make the Redeem White Vader from Star Wars Infinities?
Not currently planning on it. I'm gonna...
Just trying to get into this project?
Yeah, the Vader I'm making is specifically the one that Renee gave me. That's like, hey, I want this one. It's like, okay, that's the one you want. No more thought on my part. He's disassembled in a bag. Let me put them together. I'll show you guys the Vader I'm building. I know I've shown before. We'll do it again. It'll take a minute, so Felicia's got a chance to finish what she's doing.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's only because, Felicia's realizing I'm going to ask her to cut the camera 3 in a moment.
Yep. Alright.
No, you're fine. No rush. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
Bits and pieces and bits and pieces. Oops.
Building Legos love.
Yeah. Done that once or twice.
A few times, right?
A couple times, yeah. A couple Christmases, and built a train once, I think.
Yep.
Yep. That was fun. There we go.
Yeah, I was sending a dress while you were building Legos.
There we are. So
Camera
I
3.
think this is the focal point. Problem is my glasses are off, so I can't see. Is that focus?
Oh,
Can
it's
you
so
tell?
loud. I'm sorry, guys.
So this is the Lego figure that Renee wants. And I know it still looks really small because I don't have that super... I mean, I can get closer to the camera, but he ends up being out of focus, right? But unlike a normal figure, he's got a plastic cape, which means I can be doing it out of a couple of layers of 2mm foam. He actually... So he's got the helmet that separates. I'm going to do this with my giant meat fingers in the way. So he's got the helmet. Oh, he's going to fall apart. There we are. Right, so it's got the chin piece and the head. And so, take the head off. So the cape is a cast plastic piece. So my intent is to do this out of 2 to 3 layers of, probably just 2 layers of 2mm foam. I might do it out of 3mm foam because I've got some that's a little denser than the 2. But, so I'm going to just soft sculpt this like the Baron Zemo head. I'll make the lightsaber like I made the lightsaber before. Then for his chest, he actually has one of the Lego Knight style armor pieces. So he has this separate piece that just fits over his neck. There's no backside of it, right? It's just, and this is all has dimensional details on it. So there's the chest plate and the yoke and the belts, and there's some wrinkles for the robots on the side. Those are all cast relief detail into this chest piece, in addition to having the print on the torso, which Chakram has already painted. Which, yeah, it's funny that the effort to do was done, and it's going to get covered up by something else. But
when you actually get to interact with it, you can appreciate it.
And
it's meant to be a...
it's meant to be something to be appreciated. Yeah.
It's a interactive artwork.
Right. And you know that's going to happen.
Right, yeah, no, that's the whole intention.
The whole point. And then additionally, he's got like a plastic skirt. I know some of the clone troopers have a fabric skirt. He's got a... Because Vader has like a secondary cape, whatever. He's got a skirt.
I always thought it was a...
It's like an open front.
Yeah, I always thought it was like an open front vest robe.
It's probably more like a robe with a belt over the robe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But...
you don't need all of that for a fig. Yeah.
Because the way this one's built is it's this hard plastic sculpted skirt piece, and then he's standing on a 1x2 plate.
Yeah.
So
I dressed up as Darth Vader for a Halloween costume. Built it from scratch. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I went to a Halloween party with Cookie Monster, and I was Darth Vader. And
okay.
Cookie Monster was twice my a whole foot taller than me, and I was the tiniest Darth Vader. But I had a blast. It was
That's
fun.
good.
Yeah. But I remember all the layers. I'm like, I had a long vest. It wasn't a skirt. It was like a long vest, and then I had the piece over it with the capes.
Okay.
Yeah. Built all those pieces.
Uh-huh.
Built this piece. Had the helmet. Yeah. Fun problems.
Immediately thinking of Hardware Wars with... so the Ernie Fossilis in 77 made the first Star Wars parody on 8mm film, or 16mm film maybe. It was called Hardware Wars. And Chewbacca was a Cookie Monster puppet that was dyed brown. And so he was called Chewchilla the Wookiee Monster. And then I believe Darth Vader was Darth Nader, because Ralph Nader at the time. And it was pretty much a Vader-esque costume. I don't remember what the chest plate was made out of, but the head was a black welding visor. And the whole thing with him, he would constantly try to talk to the other characters. It was muffled. So it was always this... And the main scene with the Princess Leia character, which I can't remember her joke name right now.
Yeah, it wasn't Vespa.
I can't understand what you're saying. What are you saying? Is he talking to me? What are you saying? It's just yeah.
Cosplay shed. Sorry, but for me it was always Dark Helmet.
Yeah. Dark Helmet came a little later.
Yeah. Big Bob's Props. I'm working on my Shredder cosplay and now have less than 3 weeks to complete.
Nice. Saw a really good Shredder at WonderCon, as well as all 4 turtles in the high quality latex suits, with an April and a Casey Jones. It was a massive crew. It was really cool. Yeah.
That's impressive.
And a Jedi.
Oh, and a gender bit shredder, yes.
Ah.
It was
Shredder
also
honestly
really well.
scared me as a child, and I often got him confused with the claw from Inspector Gadget with the cat.
Understandable, yeah.
But yeah, I always wanted that kitty cat.
Mad Cat. Isn't it great that we basically have Penny's computer book in our pockets now?
Right? I love living in the future.
Right. It was such a fantastical thing, you know, when I was like, oh yeah, that's funny. Ha ha ha. Oh shit, I've got one of those. Same thing with a Pokedex.
Yeah. You're never going to have a calculator wherever you go.
Right.
The heck I am.
The heck I'm not. Not only have a calculator, I'm going to have access to help me figure out trigonometry problems without, like, hurting my brain.
I love that I can Google things instead of having to go to the library.
Right. At this point, the hardest thing to remember is how to ask the right question to get the answer you want.
Knowing what to name things and call things makes a big difference. You know, when I go slower with the rotation, it makes more gashes.
Oh, that's good. And less noisy noise.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I feel really spoiled that I got the foot pedal for the Ryobi
Uh-huh.
grinder because I feel like I can have a lot of control as opposed to just having to pick a speed.
Yes.
But
And I'm so used to not having it. The one time I hooked it up, I just mashed it the whole time because I'm regulating it with the touch.
yeah. So it's completely, yeah.
Yeah, because it's completely different than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
So, speaking of being completely spoiled,
Yes.
was moving things around in the shop and I realized I have some duplicate Ryobi tools that you may want.
Ooh. I will work for tools.
What do we have today? Well, first we've got a minor little goofy thing. It's the lighted magnifying glass. I don't know if you'd want to, if this will help you or not. If you have any interest, at least it comes with a battery. I've got
Right?
one. I have used it. Yeah.
I won't say no.
And the other thing, and you also get
A new car! Oh, no.
Oh God, I wish. Ryobi car, the foam cutter.
Nice. I will. I want to play with that.
Yeah, this is cool. I've taken this to Roseville High, not this, but my other one, to Roseville High School, and we were using it for cutting out scenes for their Willy Wonka play. And yeah, no, it works great.
I totally, yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds like fun to play with.
And this does come with a, not sponsored by Ryobi, this does come with a small bit of extra Nikon, Nichrome wire.
Yeah,
So
so
you got some extra wires.
just in
when
case
that
it does
breaks.
break,
Yeah,
yeah.
it will eventually.
Right? It always does.
Yeah, but no, it's cool. And once again, no cords.
Right?
Helps a lot. And
Hot wire. I'm going to have some fun with this, honestly.
this is the new Ryobi lithium ion, was it 4 volt? Whatever. Yeah, 4 volt small form battery. So instead of the giant 21 volt battery, this little 4 volt battery uses a USB-C to charge it. So you just use as your phone charger to charge the battery. It doesn't require a special charging unit. You can get one, but you don't need it.
Which is really nice. That
Yeah.
I like things being compatible.
Yeah.
Interchangeable parts make
Yes.
life easy.
So I know you have a couple of the tools that already have that battery.
Yes.
So there's 2 more batteries and 2
Yeah.
more other tools.
They will get used.
Yes, I'm sure they
I
will.
do appreciate having them. When I was working on set, like, I have my little bag, and I'm like, I just happen to have the right tool every time.
Right.
Oh, you need one of these? Yeah, pulling out my measuring tape, that gets used a lot.
What's the orange one that looks like it's calling out my name?
Eonolith says there are actually 3 parts to Vader's cloth parts: the cloak, the stola, and the waist cape.
Okay.
You see it a lot better in the Infinities.
Okay.
So,
Was that the one? No? Oh. Oculus Orbis. Felicia, do you think that's because you use sewing machines, so you're used to regulating the speed by pedal?
yes, very much so. But also, my sewing machine, you can sew by just pushing the buttons.
Right.
So you don't even need to use the pedal. And I just put it on fast, and then I can sew it without ever using the pedal. And so I get the whole, like, I'm just
Yeah.
going fast, you know? Like, I'm
Right.
just going to do the speed. So, yes, but also no, because I do sew pedal-less sewing machine. But, fun problems. Almost done, one more. And then I have to put the dots on. What are you looking for? Did you lose a rectangle?
Maybe I got more done than I thought I did.
Okay.
Huh.
I spy with my little eye
My foot. So I thought I had glued
a little
up.
bit of foam.
Yeah, I thought I glued up more sets of these, and I'm not seeing them on the table. But here's one stuck to my foot. So since it's going on a Lego foot, that's fine. That seems appropriate.
It has a footprint on it.
It might. It'll get covered in plastic dip. And it's going on the inside of the.
Michael Schnell, I'm late to the party. What are we working on? Side quests.
Hello, Lego Chanel. Is that really the name?
No, Michael Schnell.
Oh, Michael Chanel. Okay.
Did I say Lego Schnell?
That's what I heard.
Oh, you're in Lego mode though.
Yeah. Making giant Lego figs. Having fun with the giant Odin scale Lego stuff, and working with Dan Does Junk and some of his pioneering pattern pieces for making giant size Lego minifigs. We are getting close to the end of time. I probably should pretty quick put together the Voltron that we got, so we can at least see that. As I look for... Oh, there it is on my elbow. All right, I found 3 of them. Have any other foam stuck to me? No.
Sometimes I feel like there's a little gnome that goes around and hides my stuff.
Yeah.
Yours is just messing with you. Just.
I'm talking and being a host and not paying attention to what I'm doing, so I'm sure that as I bring Ryobi tools out, as I get excited and talk with my hands, I'm just knocking this stuff around. And I already know this 2mm foam is statically charged and moves on its own, so.
Right? Isn't that like the worst?
Yeah.
I was sewing this one bodice that had a lot of metal bobbins on it. And as I was sewing it, like the needle having to go through the metal bobbins was, and the bobbins are shaped like little,
spools?
Fancy word for a donut shape.
Oh.
But,
yeah, the mathematical fancy word for donut?
Yeah, anyway, so sewing in and out of those with the metal thing, I was building up this electrical charge, and I kept shocking myself. It was going up my left arm, going like zzz, and like I'm sitting
laughing.
there,
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I know, because I'm just sitting there sewing it and just getting shocked, and I don't know what's going on. Like, why does this hurt? And I'm like afraid to work on that project because I'm like, it's gonna hurt me.
This isn't supposed to hurt.
Yeah, no, it was getting really bad. So I ended up having gluing
anxiety?
those.
No.
Yeah, no, totally.
Sorry.
Like it was like, because it was getting bigger every time I added more and more bobbins to it.
Yeah.
The electric field got it. Was
so you're increasing your charge. You're increasing
yes. So what started out as a little, just was getting bigger and bigger, and it was more and more scary as I'm sewing. Every once in a while, I'd get a big shock, and it was getting bigger and bigger every time I shocked because I would add more and more and more and more to this, and I was creating this crazy electrical field. I ended up just crying and giving up, walking away, and then I glued it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if they sell ESD equipment for working on electronics. Like there's a thing you clip to your wrist.
Oh, that keeps you grounded?
Keeps you grounded. That literally has a plastic plug, but only the ground part is real. And so there's a coil that goes to that plugs into the outlet of your house. And I wonder if that would have helped, or if that only works the other way around to keep you from discharging onto electronics.
I don't know.
Okay.
But anyways, I found out the hard way that it does bother me.
Okay.
The electrical field while you're sewing.
Right.
Oh, the donut shape's called a torus. Yeah, that's
torus,
where my brain just decided to shut down. But yeah.
No, I'm not a Taurus. I'm a Virgo. Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. Behind the scenes, Shop Gremlin propped the Voltron figure, so let's go get that.
So you can get all the stuff for it? Nice. Rock Mork, I made wire foam cutter from old heating elements out of electric oven. Works great for me. I've seen your makeshift wire cutter, that crazy thing.
Yes, that giant thing?
That giant crazy, that thing looks like it's like a murder weapon.
It is a murder weapon. That's left over from Duffy, who had this shop before I did. Then you hook it up to a giant Variac, and yeah, it's just it's a wooden bow, right, with a big piece of nichrome wire to hook it up to a power supply you'd use with like a 5K stage light, and you put it on like 5. Because otherwise you'll just burn the wire.
That thing is intense and it's scary, and I've seen you use it like once.
Right. You can see me use it in the Stonehenge video. So I made the styrofoam Stonehenge from Spinal Tap. There it is. This is the coolest part. So, officially, this sword, I didn't make, right? But officially, this sword is the first cosplay sword that Dan Does Junk has ever made. And it's actually a Lego piece.
Maybe.
There we are. Then, so if I get the legs finished, this is the Blacktron. This is the very first version of Blacktron legs that Dan ever made, and it only has 6mm foam to hold on to the leg posts. So he's a little loose. So all the accessories, he goes top heavy. So I've been working on making things stiffer. So is Dan. Dan's done a really fun thing where he's taken the thick-walled 1-inch PVC pipe, cut a line in it like I was doing for the wrists, added a piece of Sintro to make it a tiny bit bigger, and then that gets him a really good snug fit on his 3/4 inch Lego posts. But this is as close as we are currently on one of these figs. The chest is done, the wings are done, the shield, sword, and helmet are all done. Those are all done by Dan.
Found another one.
Oh, you found another one. Good. That means we got like 3 of them.
Oh, that means one of them might be mine? No.
Good. So going to be painting the face on later today. I want to get the legs done so you can get those painted up. There's a lot of detail on the legs because they got lions painted on the legs. I know I got legs kind of in the way, but it's just, you know. Yeah. This is a lot of fun. This is a lot of stress because trying to get it done and trying to get 3 done at the same time. This is a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun building on these things. I'm spending a lot of time in the shop. Stressing pretty hard too because I got a job interview tomorrow. But that is exciting.
What's
yeah.
that for?
I'm going to be working as the job I currently have with the Department of Water Resources is a temporary job. Its time is up in October.
Okay.
Since there's no permanent position currently, they cannot guarantee that I will continue with employment.
Okay.
So the safest thing for me to do is apply for something that is a permanent position. And if Department of Water Resources realizes they're going to lose me, they're either going to fix it so they don't lose me, or I actually have a permanent position somewhere else.
Congratulations.
Yeah, either way, win-win for me. So I got, so there's that little bit of a stress too, right? So all this is like background stuff behind what's going on with why this project isn't finished. The Astromech leg video isn't finished, because I haven't edited anything outside of work, my day job in a year. Obviously, I didn't make April Fools. But no, this has been a lot of fun. I've been having all stressed, cussing. Some of my people that are trying to help, been helping with me have been putting up with a lot of Odin tantrums, but still, it's been fun, and that's what I'm going to remember about the project because I'm excited about having giant Legos.
Because we block out all the trauma, don't we?
Yeah, we block out the trauma. It's great, and I know that Renee is going to be a kid, and it's going to have the same type of reaction when he gets to actually see and work with the giant Legos. He's just going to be a big kid with Shogun Warrior from the 70s, the big giant action figures, and
he needs to just put the little display of the tiny ones right next, and it's just going to be like hotcakes. He'll be like, "Yeah, we're out of those now." Yep,
pretty much, and that's why I want to make the base. I was holding Vader by the I call it it's a modified 3x4 plate. It only has one row of bumps down the center. It's the minifig plate that all the collectible minifigs have come with. I want to make that for these guys because they're all going to be top heavy. They've all got smaller feet, and cons are always on card tables, those folding tables, right? So it doesn't take much to bump those, and everything's going to fall over. So I thought if make a base for them, then it'll be better, and may as well make it be the actual piece, even though that's more work. So I've been working on that too. But that's what we've been working on. Yeah, and for Luffy, we've got the chest is mostly painted. You saw, if you've been watching, you saw me drag out Vader before. Luffy is still mostly masked. He's been painted. He's got his red chest, his red vest or his red jacket.
Yeah.
And then his chest has been started with the flesh tone and some of the details, but he's still mostly masked and in process of being painted. Yeah, so.
I need to glue these down. But I can't find the glue gun.
Oh, man, okay.
They're hollow, but they do have these little pieces that fit inside them if we needed to. But
When cutting out Lego, you end up with a lot of extra rounds.
I was thinking about that.
That's too big, though.
Those are ever so slightly. Look at it, it's just that size.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of that size because that's the size of the PVC pipe.
Yep.
There's a little 2mm one, but that's still the same PVC pipe size, right?
Exact same size as these little dots.
Yeah, okay.
But, you know what? It's out of the softer stuff, so it smooshes on the inside. There you go.
Oh, okay. So
See?
now I gotta find 4 more of those. There's one.
There we go.
Is that gonna help glue it on?
Yeah, it'll give it something to glue. I'll put glue inside and then glue it in and then glue it on. Yeah, that works. Thank you.
You're welcome. Highly. When you get a laser to cut out a bunch of parts and you end up with some circles, save the circles.
Circles come in handy for everything. I'm not a craft hoarder, I promise.
No, not at all. It's just one of those weird things that you can add more detail into something without actually having to do more work. Do I only have those 2 that are 2mm? I might. And that is, yeah, my biggest hole drill from Cos Tools is not, that's too small, right?
Whoops.
Well, it's not going to be a snug fit. Yeah, it's got a lot of play still.
Alright. Ah, I'm glued. Vixen says, Linus Tech Tips did a video on static work environment with
Okay.
that shocking YouTuber. Interesting.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, the guy that does, he builds stuff all the time and shocks himself because he, like, did it in a couple of videos and got good reactions, and now he does it all the time on purpose.
Oh,
Yeah, oh, hey, I found another one.
yay! Polka dots.
All right, let's transfer from one container to another so I can see if I can't find others. Of course, these are the only ones. These are just cut out from the Lego project. This identical tub with different colors in it is the one that we've had off to the side forever and a day.
Looks like a magic trick. No, I'm just gluing myself to everything.
Yes. Most of these are too small. That one's...
I'm just over here gluing myself. There we go.
Yeah, you got a web attached that's
Yeah,
just...
it's not
That
like
might be the same... I touched it. Ah, I touched it!
I'm telling you.
Don't tell, Felicia will get mad at me.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Just gluing myself to everything.
And I have another shopping bag with more circles because of all the leg holes and everything else in the back and the parts that I cut. I cut out a set of legs that were 10% too small. So I had a whole set of leg parts ready to go that was too small.
I am so glued to everything. Okay.
But it still worked out. What I ended up doing with the too small leg, pardon me, Voltron, you're freaking cool, but I'm afraid I'm going to bump you and you're going to fall.
That Lego figure is super cool.
I want to build a bunch of them. They're going to be harder to display in store than the little freaking guys. one of the things I did in order to figure out sizes that I needed. Okay. I made legs that were too small. One of the things I did in order to try and figure out what the sizes were for what I was doing was I knew, pardon me as I stage a bunch of stuff for just a minute, the leg. I didn't want a seam on the back. I wanted to be able to wrap around as one piece. In addition to that, because I like to punish myself, Lego legs aren't completely square. This side's a 90, this side's a 90, this side's a 90, except for the details, right? That's all 90. This side is a frickin' angle. They're flared at the bottom and skinnier at the top.
So that they can move and have a little crotch piece there.
Yeah, so they've got a little more, they're a little more human. They're a little, I guess, I don't know. It's just what they did in the very beginning. It's hard to see, but it's there. And then they also have this, little step down between the inside of the leg and where the hip joint attaches. So like there's this little lip that's scaled up as pretty much 3 millimeters. That's what I got as a piece of 3 millimeter glued on here. So if I want to take this single piece and wrap it around the top of the leg and attach it to just above the thigh, but while it's doing this wrap, it's got an angle coming in. How do you figure that out in your head? What I ended up doing was I cut everything out of wood at the size that I thought it was, and did the grinding on the new toy that I picked up, so I could glue it together because it was all 90. It was all going to be solid. So this is the same wooden leg, but it's the size that's too small. You see, it's a good 20 millimeters shorter. It's like 10% smaller, but still. Once I had this, I was able to take a piece of cereal box cardboard and wrapped it around what the radius was and traced it, and then opened it up, and lo and behold, there's the bow that I need in order to follow this radius on an angle.
Right. I understand those weird, crazy problems.
But this was just the first piece that, I fucked up size on. I didn't actually have Dan's fig in front of me, and I just messed up the math, and so I made the figure the wrong size. Easy enough to change, right? I could scale the plans I had already made, and I'm good to go. It's not like I had to start over from scratch. The other one, same thing. Voltron's wings. I had scanned the wings at one point with a ruler in order, because then I gave the figure to Dan, who had it down at his place, which was a ways from me. I had scanned the wings with a ruler, so I had a scale, plus a scan is going to be 100% size, unlike a picture that's going to be arbitrary. So I used that in order to make the wings for Voltron, which these are the wings, right? And then the wings have this this plug in them. So when you have the back plate, this is the first one that I made, so it's not red. It just plugs into the back, which is a little loose, but that's what happened. And that's how the figure goes together that Renee's got. But when I made the pattern, I had kept the image that I had scanned in the background of my art file, which I had to scale to be the scale that I wanted from what the scan was. And so when I brought that into the X-Tool creative space to do the cutting, right? This is like the X-Tool has their own proprietary laser cutting software that's like Lightburn, but it interacts with their cameras in their tool, so I use it. It's not that bad. It's great. It actually defaulted to what the scan size was as being 100% and not what the file said it was. So instead of having wings, I had wings. And I had them fully made, just working away. I got the thing, everything's right, it's 100%. I know this is right. Gluing it together, I really stopped to look at it and go, wait a minute. These are too small. It's like Tinkerbell. Yeah. It's like, well, damn it. So yeah, I've got an extra odd piece, which which is fine. So I painted it. What the heck? It's just red plastic dipped because, all right. But yeah.
Yeah, scale's
Scale.
important. Very important. Need the glue and then the glue and then the glue.
Yep. Glue and glue and glue and glue and glue.
Found this part of the glue gun.
Glue and glue and glue and glue
But I didn't
and
find
glue
the
and
other
glue.
half.
Oh,
is
right.
that
You're
one?
asking for a hot glue gun.
I found it.
Is that the good one?
I don't know. I don't care.
You might care if there's not going to be any battery connection with that because it's the one that got broken a second anime, which it is.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay.
This was saved because it's a battery receptacle still. We could put this in a droid as a way of powering it.
Okay, but that one doesn't work.
No.
These boxes.
The biggest one, well, might be somewhere else. Underneath, exactly. Inside of that one, I've got all the Ryobi pack-out cases. Go figure. And so I've got a lot of the tools in it for cosplay repair. You should be able to find one of these hot glue guns in there or the big one. There's another handle. She's got another one of the noisy crickets. Now she needs the power base. She's digging for the power base.
I found a big one.
Found a big one.
We'll go
Problem
for the
solved.
big one.
Problem solved.
Problem solved, but I still need a battery. Alright.
I got one on the charger. There you go. Keep stepping on electrical cable. I'm wondering what that is. It's the power. It's the electrical cable to my sander that I'm not using right now.
Oh yeah, I'm done with it. Here, you can put it back where it's safe.
Oh, you're fine. It's not even that. It's the other one that's at your feet, the 1-inch sander.
Oh, that one. Oh yeah, there
I'm
is
stepping,
a little.
I'm
Yeah.
stepping on that cord that doesn't belong, but the wire's got a memory and it only wants to go where my feet want to go. So.
Yes. I'm just gonna hot glue these on because
Yeah.
if they're in the wrong spot, I can pop them off and put them in the right spot.
There you go.
And while I think of better adhesion, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I barely got anything done. Had a good stream though. Feels like it.
Well, while that's heating up, I at least got. Look at these are attached.
Yeah, those
I
are
have
attached.
a belt that belts. They can't see because there's a thing right there, but
Sorry, a belt that belts.
a belt that belts, and now we just got to add the dots.
Right. And then you've got your, yeah, that's amazing.
Isn't that her belt?
That's her belt. Yeah, it
Made out of
is.
soda cans and an old couch.
Star Wars was pretty much made out of soda cans and old couches.
Right? In the spirit of things.
all the funky aluminum things that are all made up of the original 77, 76, however you want to look at it. 77 is when the movie came out. All the sets, when they were building them, especially in England, all the Elstree sets, all that stuff is like weird little aircraft aluminum pieces because when they went to the scrapyard to get stuff to just make the set look technical, they were paying for stuff by the pound, so they bought all the aluminum stuff because it was cheap.
Right?
Times have changed, but yeah, that's why all that is that.
Sorry, I've been ignoring everybody's.
Yeah, this hasn't been very interactive. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Groot Grusen, in Sweden, when you try and pick up a chick or a dude at a bar, you say that you. Let me butcher this language.
Jeez.
Start ouch lumar par nagan. I just completely made that up. I feel like I was speaking Sims. Standing and gluing on someone. Do you have the same expression overseas? I guess bump and grind, but
I don't pick people up. I don't.
not cool.
No, I don't know.
But stand and gluing. Alright, let's see if this is hot enough yet.
What is it? That classic, hey, baby, is it hot in here or is it just you? That
Did
crap,
it hurt
right?
when you fell from heaven?
Yeah, that's it.
Yes. I lost my number. Can I have yours?
Wow. Yeah. Gotta be drunk.
Yes. Waiting for glue to melt. How are your pieces coming along?
Slowly. I'm doing a lot of time talking and sharing of stuff. Having fun with my friends on the internet, so I'm not actually getting any work done.
Right.
Fighting with the invisible web glue. Glue webs. Let go.
Right? No, I couldn't put those dots down. They were just stuck to my finger. Oh, there we go. It's ready. Stupid strings. Let me get rid of those.
So let's see. My as I continue to go to cons, they're actually slowing me down a little bit. Next weekend, I'm going to be at the Weekend Blender. This is in Tracy, California. It's a tiny little con in the Westfield Mall. We just did one of those back in January up at the Sunrise Mall in Citrus Heights. It was a lot of fun because it was a small, intimate, quiet con.
Right? You just really
Yeah.
got to play. It was like your own personal con, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great. So I'm looking forward to the Weekend Blender. That's this very next weekend. On May the 4th, I'm helping out with a Star Wars Day celebration that the city of Rancho Cordova is putting on. It'll be at City Hall. I'll be doing the lightsaber demo that we talked about before. So I'll be building lightsaber boffers out of PVC pipe and insulation foam. In fact, just yesterday I talked to the general manager at Blick Art Materials.
Oh, nice.
Blick is going to sponsor the build by donating all the colored tape. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Happy about that.
I love the people over at Blick.
Yes.
They're super cool. That's
He
awesome.
even said, yeah, if I don't have all the colors you need, I'll get other stores to FedEx me the colors so I can give them to you. It's like, you're going to spend more money on the tape to... Okay, thank you.
But that is great advertising, direct marketing to
Right.
who is going to be consuming their products.
Exactly.
Okay. Marked it with the
So
B.
that's of course May the 4th.
Yes,
the
and I'm going to go to that one.
Sweet.
That's what this is for.
Also on May the 4th, is hot glue going to pop off the aluminum?
Probably. I
Okay.
probably should do some tooth on it, but the thing is I want to see if it looks right first. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Do I have my dots in the right spot before
Yep.
I commit to the...
Yep.
Yeah. It should pop off. It should pop off fairly easily, but...
It's cosplay. Okay. Also on May the 4th, my Carl Miller and my friends. Carl Miller, who's still my friend too, but anyway, one of these days I get the sentence out. Warp 11, a Star Trek parody band that I've known for years, that I've helped out with. When I talk about building a Star Trek set, it was pretty much for Warp 11 and for Carl Miller. And their final voyage is going to be this May the 4th. I think it...
Oh, so
I
they're
think
done
up
with their
at
little...
Boardwalk, they're calling it quits. It's been 25 years
Okay.
of sex, drug, and Star Trek. So I can't blame them. They wanted to call it quits a long time ago, and I cheerleaded them to not, and they didn't. And then they got like 5 more albums out. Now they want to call it quits. The original drummer passed away last year.
okay.
So, that's part of it. He hasn't been in the band for a few years because he wasn't controlling his chemical belt. He was self-medicating in the wrong direction way too much.
Like a true rock star.
Like a true rock star. Yeah, he spontaneously combusted just like Spinal Tap. So they're going to have their final show also on May the 4th. That should be at the Boardwalk in Orangevale. So I don't want to go to that. And then I think the next con that I'm going to is going to be Stockton Con in July.
Stockton Con,
Yeah, I'm
yes.
going to miss Lodi Con because that's on Mother's Day. I'm going to go visit Mother instead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, looking forward to that. But so July will be Stockton Con, and then after July, I think is SAC Anime, which will be the first weekend in September. So thankfully, as I look back in the years of the year of 2024, where we've already done like 6 cons, looking forward, there's only 3 coming up in the next 6 months. So that's kind of nice.
I am making a huge mess with the hot
I'm
glue.
sorry.
It's okay. It's just I have to peel it off of me before I get stuck again. Ah. Hot glue's hot.
Hot glue's hot.
Yeah.
Contact cement's toxic.
Is it?
Yeah, we're setting bad examples. Honestly, we have a heater with fresh air blowing onto our heads, which helps mitigate the fumes of the contact cement, which nobody can see. But in all honesty, if you're in a closed space and in an enclosed shop like we are, you really should be wearing a vapor mask. And I've got one lying on the table or behind me because I was wearing it doing a lot of this last night when I didn't have the heater on, because just working directly over this, it stinks and you can feel it in a hurry. And yeah, so definitely if you're working with it indoors, wear a vapor mask. And a vapor mask is more than just a dust mask. This is not a vapor mask. This is good for dremeling and sanding and stuff because you don't breathe the foam particulates because that crap's nasty. But the vapor mask, fortunately, they're kind of expensive. But it ends up being good for plastic dip and spray paint and stuff as well because this will actually filter out fumes, which is what you want to do. This, particulates, fumes. So, sorry we're being a bad example because we're having a positive pressure air come at us and the fumes are going away.
Yeah, I don't smell it.
Yeah, technically they'll still build up in the room. It's diffused. But we're on a video and so we're sacrificing our health for a better image.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, pretty much.
In the words of my mother.
yeah, pretty much. I've got a really bad example going on. I'm sorry about that.
This one's the ugly one. It's okay. It's only one of the front ones.
So positive air pressure, I suppose that means that if you were working at home and you had even a fan on low blowing at you, pulling air from somewhere else other than where you're working, and the fumes had somewhere to go so you weren't just circulating them in the room.
So open a window.
Yeah, open a window.
Breathe
This
the
is
fresh air.
pulling fresh air in from a different room in the building, right? So it's not circulating in here. And then there's muffin fans in the ceiling, so there's actually a convection airflow happening in this space. So at home, if you have a window open and you got a small fan blowing at you, so you're sitting in your apartment working with contact cement, that's probably okay. It really comes down to how badly you can smell it.
All right. I think it looks about right.
It looks really good.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
cosplay ready.
You have hot glue spider webs coming off your fingers.
Yes,
There
I
you
do.
go.
I am like
You're
covered
Madame
in them.
Web. You're not Leia. You're Madame. Yeah,
Princess Leia belt.
Princess Leia belt. We've got some separation here because of the curve.
Yeah, I have to
So you
bend
might
it.
need to bend it a little, but
Yeah. You gotta smoosh it and then you smoosh it.
yeah.
And then you smoosh it. It is aluminum.
It is aluminum.
Aluminium.
I can't even say it right.
Aluminum.
I want to make fun of trying to say it right, and I can't even do that. Wow. I used to be able to.
The more you think about it, the weirder the word gets, and the less, and the more abstract of a concept it is. Yes, Mariah Wood says the May the 4th demo is going to be awesome.
It is.
Yes. John Turner, just right. You can do it on your ceiling fan for positive airflow. Those pro tips right there. All you mini
Yeah. All you mini is it aluminium? Aluminium?
Yeah. Aluminum.
Aluminum.
Do 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 do. That's what goes on through my head when you say aluminum. Do 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 do.
Do 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 do.
Do 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 do. All right, I think this is going to work,
Good.
and it's done, and I don't have to think about it.
Good.
So on Tuesday, I'm not going to work on my Princess Leia costume. I have a commission piece that I'm working on with Raoul.
Nice. Right.
Yeah, so that's going to be a crazy, weird, artsy piece.
Right.
It's a comb dress that's going to be green, like it's a neighborhood world. You know those little tiny dollhouses? Now
Yeah.
smaller, all over the comb.
Okay. So I immediately assumed hair comb. What is a comb dress? This is apparently
Cone.
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 Oh, okay.
Like
yeah,
a
that's why I got
cone
confused.
shape.
What's a comb dress?
Cone.
Dress? Okay.
It's
No.
a very
It's a
extreme
comb dress.
shape of a
Okay.
cone.
With a neighborhood on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the yeah, it's a weird artsy piece. It should be a lot of fun to build.
Gonzo, of course, is a weird artsy piece.
Yeah, no, it's great. So
Yeah.
it kind of gives. I
That
don't.
sounds very dismissive. No.
No,
Gonzo's great.
You weren't on that music video with the lady with the head with the train going around spinning?
No.
Because that's what that dress reminds me of.
Okay.
It reminds me of that set, but on a dress. And I've built that set before, so I'm like, I know what you're kind of thinking. Now let's put it on a dress.
So my job interview with a different state agency tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
One of the people that was on my interview so my second interview I'm having, my first interview, Dimitri's mother. Gonzo's ex-wife. Yeah. Or ex-girlfriend, whichever, Dimitri's mother.
Yeah, I don't think they were ever
actually married? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of funny. It's like, oh, hi! She goes, hi! Yeah, Dimitri still talks about you and playing Pokemon Go with you. Right on!
He must be like 11 or 12 now.
Yeah, he's tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's almost into teenagers, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that.
Right, you can't be old, Dimitri. That makes me old.
Well,
That's the way it works.
yeah, I know. Yeah. I know. But that's crazy. It's a small world, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And it's great because wasn't the only person in the interview that I knew. There were 4 people on the interview. So I had Dimitri's mom, and there was a guy that I worked with at KVIE for a couple of years.
Oh, there you go.
It's like, oh,
That
hey,
is
Jose,
small.
sweet. Yeah. And then the third person knew me because of the video. So I'm a self-proclaimed geek. I know who you are. Or nerd. I think she called herself a nerd. Yeah. And she's the one that's in charge of the social media for the company or for the department. And then the fourth person, the guy who was actually in charge of the department, the hiring manager, yeah, he had no idea who he was. He had never met me before. But
Okay.
he had to laugh. It's like, oh, all right, I guess you got a reputation.
At least it was a good one and not a, oh, it's you.
Exactly. Yeah. I always got along with Jose, so I'm real hopeful. Because I kind of want
No, I
a permanent
appreciate
position.
like we've worked together. I appreciate working with you.
Yeah,
There are
thank
definitely
you.
people I prefer to work with than others, Like,
Yeah.
especially in this small little world. So
Right.
yay for people
Yeah.
with good work ethics.
Right.
I'm just saying. Yes. Yeah. I am so going to take a break from this project now that the belt part's done because I have the dress all sewn together. I only have to hem it.
Oh, okay.
That's the only part that's missing.
Is the hem.
Is the hem because I already made the hood, I made the collar, and it's all sewn together.
Okay.
I just need to hem it.
Well, just hem it.
Well, I have to get this other
It's sort
project.
of like, just do it. Just hem it.
Yeah,
No.
I'll just do it
I hear you.
Tuesday before the May the 4th.
Uh-huh.
I'll finish up the rest of what needs to get done. I'll
Right,
get
'cause
all my
that's-
stuff together and
It's only a month away, right?
yeah.
May is only a month away, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll have time and I'll just do it right before I need it because the project's to a point where if I really had to, I could go out in public. You know what I mean? No
Yeah. No one's going to... You're not doing a costume contest, so no one's going to check your hem.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the hem is going to take me 2 minutes to do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's the easy part, Like,
Right.
in my head, I'm like, even if I
You've
need
done
it.
too many of these. You're not worried about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done it with a stapler, so.
Right.
Stapling your hems is, like, the best, people. Like, don't. It's like sewing, but you have little metal stitches every. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and it
'cause you
rips out
use
without
a-
damaging your fabric
A
unless
red
it's leather.
stapler. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had to hem my pants for going to a wedding. I wasn't in the wedding. I was just, invited, and then I realized my pants had never been hemmed, so I folded them up and stapled them.
Yeah, no, that is a legitimate way to do it, and it's very valid, and it's even washable.
Yeah.
So, although it is not the number one way to go about
No.
it, I'm not, like, in my head, I'm like, worst case scenario, I have a stapler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, it is like,
Without quoting Milton constantly. Yes.
yes, a stapler. Where's my stapler?
Stapler. Have you seen my stapler?
Yeah. So. Dan Does Junk says, can you provide the pattern you made for the legs since you made them more accurate than I did?
Absolutely. Let me do a second round that's possibly more size accurate, but yeah, happy to share the pattern, Dan. I hadn't told Dan yet that I had done this with the legs.
But you told him live,
I told him live, yeah.
so.
I've only talked to him in person once earlier this week, real briefly, when we did
Okay.
materials exchange.
You know, these cover your own buttons really came in handy.
He did. You've used them a few times.
Well, no, this is the first time I've used them.
Oh, is it? I thought you
Yeah.
used them before. Okay.
No, they're just the right size for this and the right color, and I didn't have to do anything but glue them on, so.
Okay.
They're about the right scale. It's what I have. I know.
So the two things I really want to do, Dan, that I've been unhappy with this is the hole in the back of the leg is about 1.5 millimeters too big, and the hole on the bottom of the foot is 4 millimeters too big. So I'm actually putting 2 millimeter pieces in here to make it smaller, just because I've cut these out a few times and I just want to be done. So I'm just going to add a part to make it done, and then next time I'll make them more accurate. But yeah, so
once you get things in tangible spaces, you know how they actually interact with each other.
Exactly. Yeah, so I got that. I got that on there. I went through different ways of how to make the plug in the back of the foot work, and I ended up just making a ring of 5 millimeter foam, because I'm using black 5 millimeter foam, and glued that in. And if you look at the ring here, you can see that the ring is offset because the ring diameter is 1 millimeter smaller than the cut hole. That's either laser or I typed the number in wrong because I did a lot of this late night after having a day job. And then, yeah, the foot piece needs to go in. But yeah, once I got this more dialed in, absolutely I want to share this.
Especially as you make more and more of these figures.
Yeah, I want Spaceman.
I want Spaceman. That's the goal.
Yeah, I want Spaceman. I want a Vader, and I want Spaceman. And honestly, beyond that, I haven't really decided on any of the figures that I want. I want a robot.
I want a spaceship.
A spaceship. I do want a spaceship. I've looked at a classic spaceship. There's one that's 19 pieces. It's a single-man scooter. I want to do that, and I'm excited about doing. They made these little tiny space. So that's literally called like a space scooter. They also had a space scooter with wheels that was built on a 2x6 plate and had wheels and a slope on the back and an antenna and a steering wheels. Like the simplest little space buggy you could do. Want to do that because I think that would be kind of cool too. And it'll be something to put the figures in.
Yeah.
So the Odin Makes channel is going to slowly become the Odin Makes Giant Lego channel with sometimes doing cosplay.
Hey, you got yourself set up for success. You have your templates, you have your foundation set, you're ready to go. Make a little figure factory.
Yeah. Want to make a white and red Spaceman first because those were the first two that came out in '79. And while I would love to make a blue minifig, and I will eventually, everyone's going to automatically assume it's Benny and ask why the chin strap isn't cracked. It's like, because I don't want the chin strap cracked, and he's not Benny, he's just the blue guy. So,
I play with mine and take care of my toys.
No, I cracked a lot of my head things, so I immediately got the joke and thought it was awesome when it was in the movie. But
you don't want yours broken.
Now every blue spaceman is Benny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Your
spacemen had different names?
I don't know if I named them or not. I don't know. They were just the crew members and the guys flying the ships that crashed all the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. DJ Stumpy says, haha, after seeing Dan's comment, I just realized you're not doing your Proton Packs today. We're on side quest day.
Start projects. Finish whenever.
Hey, I made a project. Mine's done.
Yes, good for you. We want to work on the Proton Packs. We'll wrap this up really quick. The wires are still happening. I talked to the LA Ghostbusters while down at WonderCon. They explained how they did their wire harness pieces. They went into way hardcore depth of how hard it was to find 16 gauge wire with a candy cane stripe. That particular minutia detail, which I didn't care about, right? I mean, I do. It's neat to hear, but that wasn't the direction I was trying to go.
Yeah, but you can appreciate the level of detail.
Totally can. So they talked a lot about that, but I finally got them to talk about how they did the clear plastic lamination on the outside of the wires in order to make that very specific funky ribbon cable that they couldn't even find for Ghostbusters 2 4 years later. That's how rare this effed up cable is. What they ended up doing was basically sticking strands of wire to RV repair tape, kind of a specialized version of clear flex tape. Chances are it's exactly the same stuff, but I ordered what they used first before I want to make that assumption. And so that's what we want to do, and hopefully we'll be able to do the next time, which is going to be, I assume, in about 2 weeks. Are you good for about 2 weeks?
Let me double check. Where's my phone? I feel like I had it. There it is. I don't want to just say yes and then go.
Fair enough.
2 weeks is the 21st. Yeah, I'm free.
Okay.
Oh wait, maybe not.
You might have a job. Okay.
No, not that. The 22nd is Earth Day, my friend's birthday, so we might be doing something the weekend before.
Oh, that makes sense.
So, as of right now, it's a yes, but I'll let you know just in case.
That's
it's not.
fine. So it might be the 21st. I don't think there's anything happening on the 28th, and then it's the 4th, after the 4th and 5th after that.
Okay, so I'm down for either the 21st or 28th, but the 21st is a maybe.
It's a maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then probably May the 5th. You want to do
a
do
post.
nice Sith episode?
Yeah, do you want to do Star Wars themed?
If we can.
I bring your poncho.
That'd be fine. I used to have really crappy Sith robes I made out of duvetine. I would just love to wear, but I don't have access to those.
Oh, I was going to say, if you find them, do it. Otherwise, I have the poncho, your poncho.
Okay, yeah.
And hat.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now we're going to plan on being live on May the 5th, for sure, or May the 6th, or the 6th of May, whichever it is. And then, not next week, so I'll be in Tracy, but the weekend after, maybe. And if not, then the weekend after that. Right? So in
Possibly
2 weeks,
the 21st
maybe.
and the 5th.
And possibly the 21st and the 5th, or it could be the 28th and the 5th.
So, we'll let you know on the Discord.
Or if you like, I can just commit to the 21st, and if you can't make it, fine.
It's up to you.
Let's do that. 21st for sure. It may be a solo stream, but 21st for sure. And then, unless I'm missing something myself, I don't think I am. There's no cons that I'm aware of.
Okay.
No, it's just the Weekend Blender. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, back in 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks after that. So, we're more on schedule with the 2 week schedule than we have been all year if we manage to pull off 3 in a row.
Nice.
19?
Sunday.
Was 19 Sunday?
Yeah.
Am I looking at the wrong month?
Probably.
We do.
Or,
April
oh,
21. Yeah.
21st.
Yeah, but there's no. I know we were going to be going to Creators Con on the. That's what I'm thinking about, but that got postponed, so I'm not going. Okay, that's what I'm thinking about. Why I'm confused. So no, yeah, today's the 7th, so it's be the 21st and then the 5th.
Yeah.
So I will stream the 21st. If Felicia can make it, she'll be here. I hope. If not, maybe Red Entry can show up. Maybe Dan can show up if he's feeling up to it, or I'll just do the damn thing solo. And and by then I'll have the tape, and maybe I'll do the wires without Felicia.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
Right, you'll probably have some other side quests to work on.
Once Vader's done, we've got Boba Fett and Nikuzo to do.
Right, you got a few.
How do you pronounce her name again?
Oh, Nezuko?
Nezuko!
Nezuko, yeah.
Gotta put the letters in the right order. Yep.
Yeah, and then I'm going to be going live this Tuesday on my channel, on my live stream, and I'm going to be starting a new project. And
Cool.
I may, knock on wood, be going live every morning this week after Tuesday working on that project, depending on how complicated it gets.
Wow. Daily live streams?
It's kind of a thing, because I want to get this
Hardcore.
project. I want to get this project done.
Okay.
Off my plate.
Right.
And I have an early morning chunk of time that I can work on it. And
Oh, that makes sense.
so I will be trying to. I definitely am going to go live on Tuesday morning. And I'm going to try and go live the rest of the week on this one specific project. But
Okay.
that's the game plan.
That's the game. That's a good game plan. I know Dan Does Junk is working on. I'm gonna say her name wrong now because I've been saying it wrong. It's
Nezuko?
It is Z first. Nezuko.
Nezuko.
He's been showing me a work in progress picture of Nezuko's hair. I don't know if he's doing any live streams or not, but if you're doing anything, please feel free to
He
share.
says, we'll see.
We'll see.
If I'm able to hobble my way to the shop with a smiley face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I am not going to force Dan to hobble. Dan was in an auto accident a little while ago, and his leg got hurt. So he's
There's
had
a
time
stool.
to. There's a stool. But that may fuck with his knee because his knee's what got hurt. So I'm not gonna. I'm excited and happy that Dan has the drive and wants to have fun working with his hands and being busy while he's waiting for his leg to mend. But at the same time, I want to make demands to the poor guy, right?
Michael Snell says, Odin Felicia, I want to get into cosplay and prop making, but
Okay.
I am 43 and I feel like it's too late for me in life to start. Could I get some words of encouragement?
It's never too late to start.
You're going to be 43 tomorrow, and you're going to be 45, and then 46, and you're still going to be older no matter what. Now, are you going to be older having had fun?
There's that. You can always, so there's gender bending cosplay. You can always age bend cosplay. That's fun. I've got a number of friends who are older than me, and I'm 53, who cosplay, and have been doing it for some for a long time, some for a very short time. Nobody cares, by the way. Nobody's worried about.
You don't have to make it from scratch. You don't have to do it yourself.
Right.
You don't even have to be very good at it. You just have to enjoy it, have fun, and if you're playing and having fun, that's the important part.
Yeah, and as long as you're having fun, other people will see that and they'll have fun with you too. And it doesn't matter. It really, honestly, doesn't matter. It's play. Go play and have fun.
This is aluminum cans in my couch.
Yeah, it's
It's not 100%, but it was fun. I believe in you.
Yes,
There's a million
believe
ways
in
to
you.
do anything wrong. Figure out your own.
right. If what you have to work with and what you want to work with is cardboard, do it. I actually posted on my Instagram a picture of the T-1000 from Terminator 2 with the hook arm, which was made out of cardboard. And it totally worked.
Yeah.
In fact, I didn't notice it was cardboard until I got closer to take a picture.
There's the devils you know, the devils you don't, and
Yep.
there's, like, sometimes I pick projects because I want to learn a new skill.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And don't feel pigeonholed. Got a friend, Elder Cosplay is his handle he goes by. You can find pictures of him on Instagram. Ron does a lot of elder characters because he's got the white beard and he's got the white hair. So he does old Luke. He does old Force Luke by putting on his old Luke cosplay and throwing a bunch of blue tulle over himself. Now he's got the Force glow.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, he does Stinky Pete. He does Professor Jones. So he does those. But don't feel pigeonholed having to do that. It doesn't matter. Do whatever you want. I saw an I think it made it onto. I think he's standing in the background of the Doctor Doom picture that I posted on Instagram, and I didn't realize I got him back there. It was a gender bent Hut Slayer Leia. So he's got the brass bikini on, and he's got the maroon dagger dress front, and he's got the braid of the hair and the chain, and he's beefcake, and it was great.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was. So don't worry about it. Have
Go
fun.
to a costume shop. Have fun.
Yeah.
Like, working at a costume shop, I remember one guy came in, he's like, I've never cosplayed before, I'm going to this con, what should I do? He ended up getting a vintage nurse dress and a Joker wig, and he was like the Joker from the Batman.
Yeah, from the Dark Knight.
Yeah, Dark
the one
Knight.
that blows up the hospital.
Yeah, and it was hilarious, and he had a blast, and it was just,
And it was just random things put together. I did Arthur Dent by putting on an old robe, a colored towel, and my pajamas. And it was Arthur Dent from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It was great.
I did a whole video on costumes you can do with just a black suit.
Right. So, no, if you want to do cosplay, that's the major thing.
Yeah.
So, if you've got that, run with it. Find something that's fun. Find something that you're comfortable with doing. That's the first one. You find something you're comfortable with doing and that you can pull off and go and wear.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be screwed and you're going to be hooked.
Right? So, when you're starting your first cosplay, break it down head, shoulders, knees, and toes. What do I have? What do I need? And what do I have to build? You
Yep.
know?
Yep.
What do I buy? You know what? That's just a red t-shirt. I don't have to make that from scratch. I can just buy a red t-shirt.
Yep.
I can modify things that I already have or don't, or
Yep.
what I know how to do. And then you just head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Get the best that you can. If you don't have the perfect shoes, whatever.
Right.
Make sure your feet are comfortable because you're going to be on your feet all day.
Yes.
Comfort's important. And then just having fun because you can't take it too seriously.
No.
It's so easy to take things way too seriously, and
Yeah.
then you're self-sabotaging because I have the standard and vision in my head, and in reality, it's fun. It's a party.
And talk about an old style of cosplay that I had forgotten about that I participated in that you'll probably remember. I saw a gender bent Dr. Frankenfurter at WonderCon, and she looked spot on. It was great. So it's Rocky Horror Picture Show for those of you who don't know. It was whenever you're talking to someone who's my generation, that is an easy way to explain what cosplay is because that's literally what it was. Dressed up as a character, and then you happen to go to the movie theater and act out the movie in front of the movie because you didn't have a con to go to. But that's kind of what it is. Very rarely do people at a con reenact scenes outside of like a skit at a
Well, they have meetups.
but they have meetups and
Yeah.
they'll pose, right? Otherwise, everyone's just sharing how they built it, and everyone's complimenting each other how the other person built it.
We're also kind of biased being in cosplay repair because people open up about how things were made. to
Yes,
us
yeah, people open up to us about how
as
stuff is made.
makers and things like that. But it's a great conversation starter. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I love that duct tape armor.
Right, that's awesome. What did you do? You know, the chainmail was this expandable. It's the chainmail you had underneath Doctor Doom. He explained what that was, and then he bought the kitchen safety gloves. They're basically chainmail that he used underneath his gauntlets because that was the easiest way to do a chainmail gauntlet. Do not be afraid to buy a pre-made thing and modify it to suit your needs, or just add to it.
Or upgrade with accessories because
Yeah.
accessories instantly upgrade.
Yep.
I made Lady Thor.
Yeah. Don't
armor.
call me Lady Thor.
I was
Right.
waiting for that.
Yeah.
I made her armor out of duct tape and cardboard.
Yeah.
And it looked legit on camera.
Yeah.
So there's a million ways to solve a problem, and they're fun. That's the fun of it.
Yeah.
That is the fun part.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to just use cardboard. I mean, if you don't have anything else, you don't know where to go to start with it all. Just
Duct tape, cardboard are great crafting materials.
yes. I've
Soda
seen
cans, duct tape. Right here. Look at old couch.
old couch.
I
Yeah.
preach. Practice what I preach. Yeah.
So I don't know. Hopefully that helps.
Right.
Yeah. And
Ralph Mork says it goes for all hobbies.
yeah.
I'll be 46 this year. I started metal casting at 40 because it seemed fun. And now I have a blast making stuff and meeting people on YouTube because of it.
There you go. Yeah.
Thank you, Ralph. We really appreciate
We
the
really do
hooks.
appreciate Ralph, and I've actually spent a lot of time playing Minecraft with Ralph. When I first got my Minecraft server going, and I was actually depressed at the time. Ralph was right there on Minecraft with me, talking about how he does different things and how he approaches the game, and that was. I really appreciate those times, Ralph. I appreciate you on voice chat, on Discord, as we talk about Minecraft goofy crap. And yeah, just so you know, in the background, hardcore depressed and unmotivated to do anything during that time. So thank you a lot.
Yeah. No, sometimes you have to. It's like a little kid. They never want to get in the bathtub, but then once they're in the bathtub, they don't want to get out.
Yep.
I feel like that's with crafting. Like, it's really hard to get back into it, especially if you've burnt out or over, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially when the love, the passion, the inspiration's just not there. Sometimes it's like pulling out teeth. You can't make me do it, you know? But
Yes.
feeling inspired again, going through the motions despite not really having a goal, just moving. And then you get addicted to it, and then all of a sudden you're like, I can't help but craft. So I hope that you enjoy yourself, and just
Yeah.
remember it's supposed to be fun.
It's supposed to.
Remember,
Definitely.
it's supposed to be fun.
It's supposed to. Yes. Remember, it's
supposed
supposed to be fun. I ended up trying to challenge myself, making things more complicated and potentially less fun. Another great. Again, this is my generation, right? So I'm 10 years older, so sorry about that. But Logan's Run, the movie from '73. I saw a Sandman at WonderCon. It was like, oh, I know who you are. Nobody else does, but I know who you are, and that's that's fun for me. So when you want to cosplay what you want. Don't chase the popular thing.
Yeah.
Unless that's what you want. If that's what you want, then do that. Just you want to. I saw guys wearing Star Blazers T-shirts, right? You want to do that? Do that. Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Well, we started late, so we ran over.
Yep.
Yep. I'm on my last foot too, I think. So.
Right, I finished my belt, so I feel much better about not working on this project on Tuesday and just moving forward.
Oh, good.
In my project list, because I have a bunch of things that I need to
Get done, right?
Yeah, fun problems, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like life is always full of problems. I'm just tired of some of these types of problems. I'm ready for more fun problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's certain problems I'm sick of.
Life is
Bills.
full of those.
Yes.
Always going to have. There's always another sink load of dishes.
Right.
Another load of laundry.
Yeah, you need to be grateful there's other single dishes. That means your family's still alive and eating.
Exactly. Or it's a
That's morbid
privilege
and
to
hurry,
not know
sorry.
where your tools are. It means you didn't put it away.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah. Huh.
Gotta laugh. Whatever it was, kind of
Yeah. Dan does junk. We apologize in advance for your sudden addiction to crafting once you've decided to start.
Yes. Yeah, no, it is. It's addicting and it's fun and whatever, honestly, whatever level, it doesn't matter. I remember helping somebody repair. He wanted to dress as Buddy Jesus from Dogma. So he had the full robes and he had the heart and he had the pose. But he had hand sewn his costume with huge basting stitches that are like half an inch wide.
I fixed several of those.
So it was falling apart. But the dude did it, and he made up. He made it to the show. He made it and made it up to the show. I kind of mashed that sentence together. Yeah. And I've seen another one where he actually brought bread and Swedish fish. So he was handing out bread and loaves and fishes to everybody at the con. Have fun. Do whatever you want to do. You don't have to dress up like a god. I'm not telling you that. That was the one where the guy hand sewed himself his robes with huge stitches that it looked fine. I didn't know until he, I'm trying to repair it.
This is where I'm saying, don't hate on that stapler.
You don't hate on the stapler, yeah.
It's a secret, but if you're going to have huge basting stitches, that's going to hold better.
Right.
And then it's stitch.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Also, don't. There's a mental trap. I have to get it right. You have to get it presentable. You have to get
Done
it.
is better than perfect.
Yeah.
And does it have the right flavor?
There's going to be another con in a month or two, which gives you a month or two to dial in the part you dislike.
To get better each time.
And to get better each time. Friends and I used to dress up as Gwar back in the 90s. Did it for 6 Halloweens in a row, because Halloween was the big time to do it. 6 iterations, 6 years of evolution of this costumes. By the time we got done with it, our pictures were being confused with the band that was actually wearing these costumes online. It was early internet too. But, you never have to do it once. Everyone,
and you're not stuck.
Yeah, everyone drags their costumes out more than once. Yep.
Put on all that work. I'm going to wear it again.
You're going to wear it again, exactly.
You say this, but then you wear it. Because then you have a new one.
Yeah, that happens too. You get excited about new ones. But no, just don't worry about it.
Yeah. The desire, I say go for it. If you want to, do it.
Yeah. If you want to, definitely do it. And there's all sorts of levels of cons you can go to wear it to have fun with it.
And you don't have to compete with others.
No, never do.
Don't have to compare yourself with others, because comparison's the theft of joy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Focus on the accessories if you're worried about the outfit. If the see what you can just already pre-order.
yeah.
Scarlet Witch, you can find the red leotard she wears from Campesios. And it's
Yeah.
the right size and it's a leotard and you didn't have to build it from scratch.
I got a Star-Lord costume from a company that makes bagged costumes shipped over from China. It was built to fit me. I don't have a Star-Lord physique, but it didn't come with the t-shirt. So instead of trying to find exactly the right Star-Lord t-shirt, I got the Mickey Rat t-shirt from Parks and Rec because the actor wore that when he was heavier. Made funny to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I made the helmet. So.
Yeah. It's your outfit. You have to wear it.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
So is it time to call it a day?
I think it's time to call it a day.
It's 2:22.
I know, we missed everything. Everyone, I appreciate all the comments, even though we didn't see them. Sorry, we've been crafting and talking.
Yeah, I made something. You got stuff.
I got stuff done.
So next time we will actually work on the Proton Packs.
Yes.
We have a game plan and things have been ordered, so.
There you go. Yep. Which will probably be showing up any minute. Okay. I will see everyone in 2 weeks. I'll be back to doing a live stream right here on the same channel at the same time. I go public at noon California time on April 21st. I'll actually be starting at about 11:15 in the morning. exclusively for my Patreon and Discord members. So if you want to get in on that extra early time when it's just a few of us in chat at the same time, if you want to see that bit live and be part of it, then please check out patreon.com/Odin Makes. Just join at the Discord level, and we'll also probably be playing Among Us again this Friday. I know that's getting to be an older game, and people probably don't care as much, but we're still having fun. And right now they still have the April Fool's joke where all the beans have super long necks, and you can look over the walls at each other in the game. It's really goofy, but yeah. It's fun. Plus, being on Discord gives you 24-hour access for chatting with me and Felicia and Dan and Chop Gremlin and Ralph and a whole bunch of other really talented makers. So yeah, don't be afraid to check that out. You can find Felicia on her YouTube channel, which is
Behind the Scenes Fashions, and I will be going live on Tuesday morning, so look out for that.
And then your moderator is Dan Does Junk, who also has his own YouTube channel right here called, conveniently, Dan Does Junk.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yay.
Thank you, everyone.
Trade you sides.
Sure. We'll both back up the same way and run into each other. We'll just be awkward geeks.
Here, I'll put this away.
Okay, you put that away. Looking for the button. This time I'll try not to make a wild, crazy face and itch my ear at the same time I say end stream. But that should be end, and thank you all very, very much.
Bye-bye.